in the brand new location in Lakewood Village, North Little Rock.
It's Justin Akers from my good friends at CertaPro Painters. And right here in Central Arkansas, you can get exactly what you need from a painting standpoint, and you can get it from the folks you trust and believe in. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. And it comes with free estimates. You get great communication along the way and professional painting. There are certain things you should attempt on your own. In my opinion, painting is not one of them. Turn it over to the right folks at the right price. It's CertaPro Painters. Online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Hello, folks. It's Frank Fletcher from the Fletcher Dodge store here in Sherwood. For the past few months, we've been asking you to give us a chance to buy your cars, and the response has been great. We really appreciate all of you who brought your cars in and turned it into cash. We've purchased hundreds of cars from fine people just like you. Folks, we're still buying cars every day. So look around and see what you or your family has in the garage that you want to turn into cash. It's really easy, folks. Just come into Fletcher Dodge and ask for Chris or Andy. We'll buy any vehicle and we'll pay you more than anyone. We can't find enough vehicles at the auto auctions to meet the demand, so we're extending you this offer to the public. We'll pay you more, so don't wait. We've purchased hundreds of cars from fine people just like you. Come see us today for the best cash offer on your car, truck, van, or SUV. Just ask for Chris or Andy. We'll pay you more, so come see us at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood. Thanks.
Live from the Hogg's Meat Market Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble. Sit down. 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 Who that thinking that he frontin' on that man? Get the off my stage. I'm the same man. Get the off my that ain't right. I make a play blowing up your whole life. I'm so sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural like Afro with your pride. Show me something natural. I wanna feel some stretch marks. Still it take you down right on your mama couch in polo sock. Hey, this is way too crazy. Hey, you do not amaze me. Hey, I blew cool from AC. Hey, oh, but much just page me. Hey, I don't fabricate it. Hey, most of y'all be faking. Hey, I stay modest about it. Hey, she elaborated. Hey, this that great poop on that AV on that TED talk. Hey, watch my soul speak. You let the meds talk. Hey, if I kill it, it won't be the alcohol. Hey, I'm the realest, after all. Tell them be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
10 seconds.
Be humble. Tell them sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble.
This is Hairston, 10 seconds. Towns. Now to Hairston, elevates. Short. Offensive rebound, Dockery. Back to Hairston. No. Back out, Dockery. And the Wagner Seahawks and it's over. Colorado State dominates Virginia, and they punch their ticket to Charlotte and a Thursday date with Texas.
Welcome in Out of Bounds, live from the Hogs Meat Market Studio. Joe Franklin, Roe Baker. NCAA tournament got started last night with the first four, and two more games tonight. Wagner beats Howard 71-68, but the game that everybody wants to talk about, Colorado State 67-42 over Virginia.
Oh.
It was ugly.
Oh, that was disgusting. I was watching bits and pieces of that game. It started off, I wasn't interested. I'm just be honest with you. I've never been a fan of watching Virginia play, but then I come back to it and I'm like, hold on, are they taking shots? And then it gets to halftime, I'm like, how you just have 14 points and you made this tournament? Like, the selection committee has to answer for that. Like, you made them look bad. They gave you a 10 seed, and you get 14 in the first half. That was disgusting.
Plenty of other teams, too, that we hear about snubs every year.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of other teams you could pencil in to say these teams should have been in instead of Virginia.
Right.
St. John stands out.
Yes.
Pitt is one of them. There are several teams that Seton Hall could have been there and gotten that spot.
Oh, yeah. Seton Hall, St. John's. Man, you could have took a 17-18 win team, put them in there. I think they would have done a better job than that. That you could have put Ohio State in there. Man, you could have put App State in there. They won 27 games on the season. I don't care what conference you in. You got to be good to do that.
Virginia got in based on reputation, and they've won the tournament before. They've been 1 seeds, and now they still have the same thing in effect now that they had then, where it's all based on defense.
Right.
They're not scoring a ton of points. They can shut teams down.
Right.
But then they get into trouble when they run against teams that can score.
Exactly. And getting in on your past resume, it's kind of wild to me, especially, yes, I don't want to negate the fact that they won a national championship. But at the same time, we also saw you get a 1 seed and get put out by a 16. You see what I'm saying? Like, you've shown us throughout this Tony Bennett era, when you get in the tournament, it is possible for you to lay a big fat egg. And they did it again. So I think it's some teams, like, they shouldn't just get in on their past reputation. It's only one person I honestly think that really deserves that because he always produces in the tournament, and that's Tom Izzo.
I think Tom Izzo in Michigan State is deserving because you see, and this is something that Razorback fans are used to seeing over the past few seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they start off slow,
right,
but they continue to get better as the season goes on. That's something that happens with Michigan State quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you see those bumps for Michigan State, especially early in the season because they're playing big-time competition every year to get the season started,
right,
they take some L's to begin the season.
Yes, they
but
do.
Then you see them kind of get it together, and when it comes tournament time, they're ready to go.
He a coach, man. Like, that's what you're supposed to do with your team. Like, yeah, we love for our teams to start off hot, but you don't want your team in October, November to be the same team or not even as good as you can be in February, March. You see what I'm saying? And Tom Izzo develops his team. He develops his players throughout the season. He's done it since he's been there. So, like, that's one guy I can say if he has a 19-win team, but they done won 6 of the last 7 of the last 8, some crazy stuff like that, you better put him in because that's one of your best 64.
That's all that counts too is 68. Don't forget the first 4.
Hey, look, when you start having kids, like, time flies and you forget a lot of stuff and don't see a lot of stuff. And I missed a lot.
This is something that was happening during the game as they came back from halftime, got into the second half. Virginia, Colorado State, as they got into the second half and it looked ugly for them at the time, Spero Ditas, who was play-by-play for the game, these are his comments.
Committee took a considerable amount for putting Virginia in at the expense of some of the other teams, and look, based on what we've seen, that conversation is going to linger unless Tony Bennett's team can turn this around quickly.
And it got worse from there. Mm-hmm. That was during the second half, but then it just continued to get worse.
Yeah, I didn't watch the second half. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I'm not continuing to watch a game where you only put up 14 in the first half.
You didn't think the comeback was possible?
Huh?
You didn't think the comeback was possible?
I'll say this. Brett Bielema and the no, I ain't going to say that because it's the wrong team. Virginia's football team would probably have put up at least 2 tutties in the field goal in the second half, put up more points than that. I mean,
well, they were compared to Iowa football.
Yeah,
Iowa football offensively,
yes,
that's the comparison.
Inept, and I'm glad you said that. Great comparison. That's exactly what it was. You play good defense, decent defense, but your offense is absolute garbage. Like, that was terrible last night.
But it's always been worse for Iowa simply because their offense isn't giving them a chance at all. Now, Virginia, based on last night's game, you would say the same thing. But if you look at history in years past, they were able to score enough and just clamp down on defense where a lot of times they would come out on the good end, and especially in conference play. But then when they got in the tournament, that's when things changed for you. It's easier because in conference play, you know those opponents.
Right.
You know the tendencies there.
Right.
You know the coach's tendencies. And so that's why it's a little easier in conference play. Once you get into tournament, you're looking at different teams from around the country that you're not used to seeing.
Right. I think and with Tony Bennett, I'm going to be honest with you, this is what I think. I think he is a great teacher of defense. I think that defense that he runs, that pack line defense, I think is great to, stymie other teams and really make it hard for you to score. But offensively, you said basketball back. And I noticed that about a lot of college coaches. They aren't great offensively. They can coach the heck out of some defense. But when you get to coaching offense and being able to put people in sets and having to get a lot of them aren't that good. A lot of them aren't. That's why you have guys like Bill Self who owned the Big 12 up until this last year. Or you got guys like what's his name, Mark Few. They understand offense a little bit.
Where would you put Calipari in that class?
As far as an offensive coach?
Offensive coach. If you're separating the elite offensive coaches in college basketball to say that
he's not up there.
There's a few, and then the rest, they're all, lumped in together.
He's not up there in my opinion, and I'll tell you why. It's the dribble drive offense, and you're relying on the skill of that highly recruited player that you got to really get the bucket. It's not – it sounds like I'm hating, but I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? I think Calipari is a defensive coach, but he's smart enough to know that he has to be the best recruiter to get those guys who just walking buckets.
So how do you explain their offensive sets then?
Their offensive sets, it's just free. It's free. It's free for the guards. The guards can do whatever they want to. You know what I'm saying? In that dribble drive offense. You know what I'm saying? You drive, it's not there. You kick to the wing. We move it back up top. We go opposite court drive. If it's not there, you know what I'm saying? It's geared for a very talented guard to put up crazy numbers and really be able to control things. And when you get to the tournament, that's what normally wins in the tournament. Those very gifted guards who can't be stopped. Now that offense, it works well if you have the right guards who can't. I mean, let's say when he won the championship, who was his guards on that team? I know you had Anthony Davis.
That's who comes to mind first of all is AD.
Yeah, he wasn't letting nothing at the rim.
Yeah, you didn't need anything more than that.
You know what I'm saying? But normally he has some guards that are like right now. You got Dillingham, and then you got the Wagner boy, Dewan's son.
Yeah, DJ.
You got guards that can go.
So you should know that name, DJ.
Yeah, DJ,
you should know that.
But see, what's Kentucky's problem now?
Defense.
They're not good defensively.
Right, but they're not worried about defense.
No, they're not.
And so with them, of course, to be a complete team, you need it all.
You need it all.
But how many complete teams can we look at in this bracket to say that those teams have it all? It's only a few.
I can think of
maybe
two
just
right
a couple.
Now. I can think of two right now.
Okay.
And they both in the same bracket, which I think is ridiculous.
They're going to have to play each other early if it gets to that.
Early, way too early. So
UConn and Auburn.
They
would have to match up in the Sweet 16.
Yep. So I think those are teams that they got the best of both worlds. I'm pretty sure you can slide a Big 12 team in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure
Houston may fit the bill.
Yeah, Houston fit the bill. Iowa State handled them in that Big 12 championship that game. Though. Shout out to the Fighting Acres, man.
They may fit the bill.
Yeah, they fit the bill too, but
it's only a few teams though.
Yeah,
that are like that.
It is.
When you think about from the offensive and defensive standpoint.
It is. It's only a few like that, man, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm excited for this. This opening weekend. Just to not really to change subjects. This opening weekend, you always see that team you don't see coming, and they got a player you really didn't know about. But man, he gets red hot, and it's great basketball. That's one of the best things I like about the tournament.
Oh, it's exciting starting tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be all day games tomorrow and Friday.
technically with that Wagner and Howard game, that was kind of entertaining.
Yeah, just talking about the time frame though.
Yeah.
When it starts in the morning and then you're going all the way through the night.
Oh yeah, don't call
Thursday,
me.
Friday.
Don't call me. I'm not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Me and the wife, we're gonna put the grocery order together today because she's a sports fan, just like I am. We ain't moving. It's basketball all day, baby. She'll have a little book she reading, and we got games on. And I got YouTube.
She's gonna read a book during the games.
My wife is very talented. She could she honestly.
That is some multitasking there.
She'll be reading a book, but she's still keeping up with what's on the TV. You know, I think that's just a woman gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to focus on something. Like, if I'm into it, it's just that at that moment. You know what I'm saying? I can't give.
Even though it could change in the next 5 minutes, but all the focus is going towards one thing.
It's all there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm interested in it, leave me alone. Like, I got to get this right quick. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a 30-second clip or I'm watching something for 30 minutes. Like, just leave me alone for me. I got to focus. Please don't break my concentration.
If you want to get into the show today, you can call 501-661-1037, Southern Structural Solutions text line. Same number, 501-661-1037. Life and feedback, all the ways to get in out of bounds today. Let's go to the phones and talk to Sterling. What's up, Sterling?
Oh, nothing much, guys. That's a tough performance by Virginia. You know, I thought Indiana State got a raw deal of the teams. I really can't cry for St. John's and those Big East teams. I mean, they had plenty of chances to get off big wins. You know, I know Mad Dog, he's going crazy about the Big East. They're only getting 3 and all that, and he really got down on the Mountain West. So I thought the Mountain West was pretty good. But y'all was saying about complete teams, and what I like about Calipari is that he's a defensive coach, like Rose said. But his strength on this team is offense. So he's going to go with his offense, play to his strength, outscore a team, and hopefully you get a stop or two at the end to win the game. Play to your strength. You can be a defensive coach all you want, but when your strength is on the other end, be able to adapt.
Sterling, you know what you just described there? A great coach. Great coaches can adapt and adjust to the personnel that they have.
That's right, and that's what I love so much about Bill Belichick. One week they can throw the ball 60 times, and next week they can run it 60 times. Whatever they have to do to win the game. You know, that documentary, I'm switching horses, that documentary, and I think they just finished up. I only seen 4 episodes, but they're going to get to that episode and talk about Malcolm Butler and how he didn't get to play against the Eagles. And this has just been my theory for many years since that happened. This is a Sterling theory now. I haven't heard this anywhere else. But nobody knows why he put Malcolm Butler on the bench. Nobody seems to know. I think it has something to do with a woman. They were messing with the same woman.
You said Belichick and Malcolm Butler?
That's my theory.
Okay.
I can't. There's nothing else. There's nothing else.
Hey,
when men get into it, it's 2 things most of the time. Not every time, but most of the time.
And money and women.
Money.
Yeah.
Or a woman.
That's people in general, though.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Women.
If you flip it to the other side, it's going to be money and men.
Well, women, they know smarter than us when that comes down. They can get into it about other stuff.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, there's a lot more to it though. You're right.
Yeah, they'll fight because one of them thinks she all that.
I'm gonna say what's next. I done got banned from enough things already. So I ain't gonna step on that one.
I'll speak for you, Sterling. I'll speak for you.
Y'all doing a great job already, guys.
All right.
Hey, appreciate it, Sterling. Have a good one.
This performance matters by Virginia. I mean, Mountain West completely blew them off the floor. Mountain West, we've been saying, has been completely underseeded. And the way you perform in this tournament, it puts the committee on notice. They made a mistake putting Virginia into the NCAA tournament. Every bracketologist was saying it. They go out and play like this. It's unwatchable basketball the way they played today on national TV. St. John's is sitting there like, we've won 6 out of 7. We're scoring 90 points a game. Playing great basketball down the stretch in the Big East. Seton Hall beat Marquette and UConn. They're sitting at home or in the NIT. They should be in this NCAA tournament. Pitt should be in this NCAA tournament.
Or Oklahoma.
Also, the committee made a big mistake by putting this team in the NCAA tournament this year. And it's nothing against Tony Bennett. He's a great national championship winning coach. But his team did not belong on this floor with Colorado State.
Teams, 4 of the last times that they played the NCAA tournament, they have lost in the first round of double-digit seeds.
Yep.
So there's a question of whether Virginia basketball, the way they play, maybe it's outdated.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe it's outdated.
No question.
No
question.
Yeah.
That was Wally Zerbiak and his criticism of Virginia. There were plenty that were criticizing Virginia based on that performance last night. And even before that performance, it was stated that Virginia probably shouldn't have been in the tournament. Based on that game last night, that proved it.
Yeah.
That they shouldn't have been there.
When you doing something like that, and then like they just brought up what I alluded to earlier, you lose in the first round of double-digit seeds on the regular. So now I think it's legitimate to bring up this discussion right here. Did you just get lucky that year when you had 2 NBA players on your roster? Like, did you get lucky, or is this what we can normally expect from you? Because when you don't have those guys, this is what happens. You see what I'm saying? So now you can bring in the question, like, how great is Tony Bennett?
Well, first of all, you have to be able to get the players to campus and recruit those guys. So you get a lot of credit for getting those NBA players on the roster whenever you've had them and had that type of talent on the roster.
Right. You do.
Because think about that. First of all, you have to get the talent to campus.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get it to campus, then you have to be able to put it together to go on a run and win the NCAA tournament. We know how hard that is.
But what separates the great coaches from everybody else is they continuously do that.
Oh, consistency.
You see what I'm saying? He hasn't been consistently doing that. I tell you what he consistently does, though.
Coach defense.
The coach defense and underachieve with a team that's supposed to do more than what they do in the tournament.
Chris Walker also had some comments about Virginia, and he questioned the seeding of ACC teams altogether.
Again, you're talking about a team. They only had 4 turnovers. They could not score. And I'm looking at this box score. The numbers always tell a story for me. Mm-hmm. Colorado State was 4 for 15 for 3 and still beat them by 20.
Yep.
And you know what it comes down to? And sometimes it's just tough for people to ignore the noise. The energy was against them, Adam. Everyone said they did not belong. And you know what they went and did? Play like they did not belong. Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
And they were so excited on Sunday.
But Colorado made easy work of them. And here's the guy who was the leading scorer, Joel Scott, a Division II Player of the Year from Black Hills State.
23.
Gave them the business.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, you know what? Mountain West, I'm sorry. That's only round 1, though. And they got to keep it going. But at the end of the day, the last thing I'll say is this, and I'll keep saying it all night. North Carolina is a #1 seed, and Virginia was in 3rd place in the ACC, and they were handled easily.
Yep.
Wasn't a game.
I said something about that earlier a couple months ago on X. I still say Twitter.
No, it's X. You're right. Because if somebody changes the name and it's not just the name, but if something changes, you have to be able to adapt to that change.
I understand.
So yeah, and you're right. It's X.
But it's an unwritten rule for folks around 40. I'll be 40 this year, so I can be stuck in my ways. I won't call it Twitter.
But if you decided one day to change your name,
you got to respect me.
Exactly. So call you what you want to be called, right?
I got you, but I said something about this. I think the ACC was overrated. I think it may have been overrated for a while because the best basketball to me is played in the Big 12 and the Big East and Big Ten.
We'll come back with more of Out of Bounds on the other side, live from the Hoggs Meat Market Studio. Joe Franklin, Ro Baker. Stay tuned.
High school and college baseball are back. Join me, Kevin Bohannon, every Tuesday at 4:30 for Around the Horn on Drive Time Sports, sponsored by Wood Family Dealerships in Batesville.
This is Sports Center.
Last night in the first game of the first 4 in Dayton, Wagner won their first tournament game in program history, beating Howard 71-68. The Seahawks will now move on to face the West top seed Tar Heels on Thursday. In the second game, Colorado State dominated Virginia, winning 67-42 behind Neat Clifford's 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Cavaliers had a disgusting showing on offense, shooting 25% from the floor and 18% from 3. The 10-seeded Rams will move on to face the 7th-seeded Longhorns of Texas on Thursday. Tonight in Dayton, 16 seeds Grand Grambling and Montana State will go at it at 5:40. The winner will face Purdue on Friday. And in the second game, 10 seeds Colorado and Boise State will face off at 8:10. The winner will face Florida on Friday. Both games can be seen on True TV. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Calling all basketball fans, our season is here. We know that this time of year, traveling fouls can happen anywhere and anytime. That's why All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is the MVP of tire service and savings. Our expert, certified technicians are the community's #1 trusted choice for any tire or service need, with the goal of making sure you're not stuck on the bench. Visit in stores, in Mapleville or Little Rock, online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros, love the drive.
Roger Scott here. Let me remind you about my friends at Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. They have some of the most aggressive auto loan rates for Buzz listeners in Saline, Grant, Garland, Hot Spring, and Perry counties. Easy access to Alcoa's team of loan officers online, by phone or in person at Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union's 2 locations in Benton and Sheridan, and apply online at alcoacommunityfcu.org.
This is Joe at Cigar Republic, and this month we're celebrating our 5-year anniversary. From the pandemic on our first to the tornado on our fourth. It's been challenging for sure, but we have such an amazing group of regular customers, many of which have become good friends. If you've never been to Cigar Republic, come check us out during March Madness, where we'll have every game on one of our 16 huge TVs. We have Arkansas's only wall of whiskey, and every day you can still buy 5 cigars and get your 6th free. We're at the corner of Breckenridge and Rodney Parham. Cigar Republic.
Paid for by Jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm down here reporting from Main Street food trucks with some people all looking quite excited. Excuse me, can you tell me what's happening here? Y'all look extremely happy.
The Powerball jackpot is over $600 million.
And with the Jackpot.com lottery app, you can now buy official lottery tickets right on your phone.
Lottery tickets right on your phone.
Wait, you can really do that?
Yes, and it's super easy. You just download the app, choose your lottery game, pick your lucky numbers, and get your winnings instantly.
Well, there you have it, folks. You can now buy official lottery tickets anywhere, anytime, right on your phone. Just download the Jackpot.com lottery app. Back to the studio.
The Powerball jackpot is over $600 million. Download the free Jackpot.com lottery app and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Plus, right now, get a free lottery ticket with your first play. Never miss another jackpot. Go to the App Store right now and search for the Jackpot.com lottery app. The Jackpot.com lottery app.
Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center in Benton proudly offers compassionate and loving care to our veterans, meeting the unique needs of every veteran who calls Heartland home. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. Central Arkansas construction leaders, time is running out to get in on the Build My Future event at the Conway Expo Center April 18th. There are 1,200 students signed up for this construction career day and industry showcase. To get involved, call 501-812-0828 or online at buildmyfuturecentralarkansas.com. This event being underwritten by Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas. Non-ABC members are encouraged to participate.
Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJs spin on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Make your tailgate the party of the parking lot by getting the best meats in all of Arkansas at Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Drop top, put the top down, so you're switching lanes, girl. Pull up to the red light, looking right, come and let me get your name, girl. Tell me where you're from, what you do, what you like, let me pick your brain, girl. And tell me how they got that pretty little face on that pretty little frame, girl. Well, let me show you around, let me take you out, bet you we can have some fun, girl. Cause we can do it fast, slow.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds, live from the Hogs Meat Market Studio. Joe Franklin, Ro Baker, taking a look at the NCAA tournament bracket. First 4 got started last night with a couple of games, a couple more games tonight. As Montana State takes on Grambling, Boise State takes on Colorado. So once again, matchup of 2 16s and 2 10 seeds with a chance to move on to the next round.
Yeah, I'm going to take Grambling in that first one. I believe it's their first time getting to the dance in school history. Am I right?
That's right.
So you know what? Let's ride the wave. I think they're going to get out of the first round, get out of this game tonight. Well, it technically is the first round now, right?
First four.
First four. So I think they get out of the first four.
But so that's what it is. Remember at one time it kind of went through that phase where they were trying to figure it out. They were calling this the first round.
Yeah.
Then when you got to 64, that was considered second round.
Yeah.
This is first four, and then when games start Thursday, that's first round.
So is this kind of like in college football where we got week 0 games and then week 1
exactly.
or something like
yeah,
that? So,
that's what it is.
Okay, all right. But I think Grambling gets it done. In that other game, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I haven't watched a lick of Boise State or
another Mountain West team.
Huh?
Another Mountain
West team, and they got Colorado, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna take Colorado.
You say 2 Colorado teams get it done, huh?
Yeah, I think
State last night and then Colorado today.
I think Colorado will get it done, and but I think both wins will be. I hope I'm using this word correctly, insequential, because I think the next round is curtains.
So that's something you have to think about every year. Also, teams that play in the first four, and we've seen Little Rock, we've seen the Trojans make a run from first four and win some games.
Yep.
So that's something that is kind of in the back of your mind every year, thinking about if there are teams that actually could make a run and win more than one, just that first 4 game. Can they win their first round game? Can they continue on from there? And a lot of times on brackets, people will dismiss those teams, and when you dismiss them, that could be a problem.
Yeah. Before we get, I totally used that word in the wrong text. So to all my English people out there, my bad. But yeah, man. I just think sometimes with some of these teams, and Grambling is just striking me as one of these teams right now that, with the excitement around campus and their basketball program of doing this for the first time, I think that their energy level coming into the game tonight, I think it's going to be extremely high. Now, I got to be real and say there is a chance that it goes the other way, and them nerves creep in because now you're on a stage bigger than any stage you ever been on. So, but hopefully Grambling's coach has the wherewithal to say, hey, we never been here. You ain't got nothing to lose, so give everything you got. You know what I'm saying? So I just got a feeling about them right now.
Tim says UCLA made a run from first 4 a few years ago.
Yeah, they did. They also had like 2 NBA players on their team. They just had been struggling earlier in their season, but their UCLA team was loaded.
You keep going back to NBA players, like that's the goal of these college players.
Yeah.
They want to get to the NBA, so that the more of those that you have, the better your team may be. Now,
that's
sometimes everything isn't going to equate and come together the way that it should to produce on the potential that's there, but yeah, you need NBA talent to
be pros.
Yeah,
you ain't necessarily got NBA players, but you need pros. So I hit you with this right now just to bring it home. Who are the pros on Arkansas team this year?
This year?
Yeah, this past year. Who were the pros?
Caleb Battle. He can be.
He can get there.
He can be. Tremont Mark, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the line. He has length.
Yeah.
That would help him, and especially if he puts a little more into defense with the way he can score. So those are 2 possibles there.
Yeah. So we didn't have normally we have at least 4 or 5 pros on our roster. That's NBA and OCs.
Not necessary. Okay. Well, okay when you say pros, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now NBA players, I don't think we have NBA players on our roster right now. I think we got maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 pros, but I don't think we have NBA players. In recent years, we've had pros and NBA players on our roster. You know what I'm saying? Like last year, we had 4 players that are on active NBA rosters right now. And that'll bring up another question, like, How do we finish 10th in the SEC with that? Yeah, they were young.
That just goes to the point that sometimes it doesn't equate the way that it should.
But I'll say this, though. I think when you have those players, your team is more equipped to win in tournament play if you have those type of players.
And we saw a case of it last year.
Yeah, and we saw a case of it last night. If you have like UCLA, when they got to the first four, they probably struggled throughout the season. Mick Cronin trying to get them to do what he wanted them to do this way. And college coaches are extremely controlling. And a lot of times that type of coaching and NBA players, pro players, it doesn't mix well. You see what I'm saying? So it takes a while for them to get it together sometimes. But when you get to the postseason and you need them dogs to go run, them dogs to go eat, you got them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's look at this bracket then, Ro. And I'm somebody that I wait till the last minute to kind of go through it, fill it out.
Right.
But we were talking a little bit, and you already have some things determined throughout. So,
oh yeah,
what's the bracket looking like?
Do we need to do this like region by region?
We can. Yeah, we can break it down like that.
Okay. I'll go in the East, and just to spare anybody a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, I'll just say this. I got UConn and Auburn meeting in the Sweet 16. By the way, that's
probably most people do.
That is way too early for them. Auburn should not be a 4 seed, and if they are, they shouldn't be in this bracket, in my opinion. But I don't make decisions. But
now, what if they were a 3 seed and you're still talking about playing Iowa State in the same round, in the same setting?
That makes more sense.
It
like,
does.
Auburn just won the SEC.
It does, but to that point, should they even be in their region? Shouldn't they be in a different region possibly?
UNC, who got the number 1 overall? UConn. Auburn shouldn't be in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, they shouldn't be in their region. Yeah, they should not be in their region. Not after winning the SEC.
Okay, so let's go with it. UConn, Auburn. You have a meeting in the Sweet 16.
Right. My other Sweet 16 matchup, I got Illinois and Iowa State.
So you're talking about the top 4 teams,
right?
1 through 4 seeds. You see them all advancing.
I see it pretty much being chalk in that East region. You know what I'm saying? But in that 16, I got Auburn advancing to the 8 to see Iowa State.
You got UConn getting knocked off in the Sweet 16.
Yep, I see it happening. Listen, I do not like the University of Auburn, but I'm watching basketball. They're a complete team right now. They are playing very good basketball right now. And then if you look deeper into the numbers and know with every victory they've had outside of the who was it they played in the semifinals in the SEC tournament? It's escaping me.
Yeah,
but that was a single-digit win for them. They beat everybody by double digits all season.
Yeah.
Every win they've had, they have absolutely put it on everybody. That kind of reminds me of how UConn played last year. Like, if you think about how UConn played last year, it got to a point in the season where you knew these were men and you're not going to come close to beating them. And it's seeming like that with Auburn right now. I got that.
Okay, so it may be a little too early to go there then. You're going there. But we saw that from UConn once they got into the tournament.
Right.
Like, before that, they did have some close calls. So, really, you're just kind of projecting that on Auburn right now. You're saying that you see it lining up the same type of way.
No, this has been Auburn's. This is their identity. This is who they've been since the jump. Yeah, they got some losses. Everybody got some losses.
But it's gonna be different with the tournament because once again, you know your conference opponents. You know them well.
Better.
And you know the coaches. The coaches know each other.
At the same time, they know you the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that makes it harder a lot of times. And you're not supposed to walk through the SEC tournament smacking everybody. It using that logic. Like, everybody knows each other. I know what you're gonna do. All right, let's go and let's try to do it, and they smack you. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's been a continuation of their identity for the entire season. We're gonna step on this court. If you ain't ready to ball, we finna roll over you. And you ain't gonna do nothing about it. Like, that's how they've been playing. That Johnny Broome kid, tough in the post.
He always has been.
Yes, he has.
And he has continued to get better while he's been there.
Yep.
Okay, let's look at the West region.
Okay, in the West region, let's just go through a few things. I think I got an upset or two in this one. I got UNC winning first round, seeing Michigan State in the second round. I don't think Mississippi State gets out of the first round. I got SMU and Bama in the second round. Of course, I got Bama winning there. I want to move on. But this may not be a shocker to a lot of people, but if you look at the rankings, I'm taking New Mexico State to get to the 16. I'm taking them in the first round against Clemson, and I'm taking them in the second round against Baylor because I think Baylor beat Colgate. And I
11 seeds, when you think about 11s, 12, you think about 12s more so having that success. But when you start to get there,
those are good teams.
Yeah, 10, 11, 12.
Anything up to 11, 12 is good. After 12, you got Jekyll and Hyde teams, in my opinion, and FCS teams or whatever you want to call mid-majors. It's basketball, mid-majors.
And then 8, 9, that's always a toss-up because
it's the same team.
Exactly.
Yep.
They're closely seated.
So ultimately, I got North Carolina coming out that region, just like I got Auburn coming out the East region.
Okay, so your Final Four is starting to be set up then with Auburn,
North
UNC.
Carolina.
Okay.
Right. So you move to the South. It's almost chalk again. I got Houston in the first round, and I got A&M winning their first round game, but I got Houston beating them to go to the 16. I got Houston meeting Duke in that Sweet 16 after Duke beats James Madison in the second round.
What do you think of Duke this year?
I think Duke is a very smart team. I think
they usually are
upperclassmen led. You got some upperclassmen there that understand what's expected and how to perform in the ACC and in the tournament. I don't think Duke really has the bodies or the required players to do anything in this tournament, though. I don't. I think they were gonna be good in ACC play, but I don't see it coming in the tournament. I think Filipowski, while he's good, I don't think he's a number one on a championship winning team. I think he's a sidekick.
He's a guy that was surprised that he went back to school, and we've talked about players going back to school.
Right.
Usually their draft stock doesn't go up. For him,
it doesn't.
For him, what was his reasoning for wanting to go back? And now he's not really the same player that he was last season.
Right. Well, this is always a possibility with Duke guys, especially ones that graduate. He could have a lucrative career as a surgeon, or a lawyer, or something like.
No, we're thinking about it in basketball terms.
In basketball terms,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Because, let's go back to Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen, after his freshman season, even though he was only really on display in the NCAA tournament,
right,
he could have left right then.
He could have.
And should have. But the thought was he's going to come back his sophomore season, get better. Draft stock is going to really go up. And then before you knew it, he came back for another season and another season.
Yeah.
So, and it was completely unexpected.
Yeah. He was also playing for Coach K. You know what I mean? And going back to Duke is not the same as going back to
any other school.
You know what I'm saying? So, like you said earlier, and I agree with you, going back to school doesn't raise your draft stock in today's basketball climate. Maybe it would have worked in the 90s, earlier 90s or whatever, but with the skill level today of basketball players, especially the younger you get, you know what I'm saying? Each year we starting to see, wow, this kid is crazy good. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to come back now. So from now on, if you have a child that's an athlete, or you are an athlete and you got a chance to be pro, you better go. Because if you come back, you're not going to go that high. You might go lower.
And that works in basketball because football and baseball, once you go to school, you have to stay a certain amount of time.
Right.
So we're talking about basketball specifically. More of Out of Bounds coming up after this break, live from the Hogs Meat Market Studio. Joe Franklin, Ro Baker, stay tuned.
Old Man Winter here. One more snowstorm and...
Not a chance, Mr. Winter. It's spring.
It's also time for the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, where you can get great deals on all our award-winning Hyundai models, all backed by America's best warranty. Hurry in. These deals won't last at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now get 0% APR on the Tucson, or pay only $369 a month with 0 down payment. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end soon. Call 469-613-0227 for details.
If there's anything green in your yard right now, it's probably a weed, and you need to do something about it. Weed control and fertilization service from Sanders Ground Essentials is easier and less expensive than doing nothing or trying to do it yourself. I did that one time and almost killed my yard. Sanders Ground Essentials saves you time and money and makes your yard the envy of the neighborhood. Don't wait. Do it now. Call Sanders Ground Essentials and get started with Sanders Ground Essentials Weed Control Program. Servicing all of Central Arkansas, including Benton and Bryant, on the web at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Matt Steele in Bryant, Todd Matthews in Benton, or Justin Stewart in Malvern today.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. As folks from across the world pour into Arkansas to see the rarity of a solar eclipse on April the 8th, your friends at Double B's have 3 designs of eclipse glasses so you can safely view this phenomenon. Each design will be available in a single for $5 or a 5-pack for just $20. Perfect for the whole family. These glasses conform to the transmission requirements of ISO 12312-2 filters for direct observation of the sun. In other words, they're safe. Don't miss this celestial rarity, and do it safely by picking up your glasses at Double B's, your one-stop eclipse shop. Double B's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Double B's.
The newest Edwards Food Giant, their 9th store, will open at 9 a.m. in North Little Rock at Lakewood Village on Wednesday, April 3rd. Of course, this Edwards Food Giant store will have its staples that you already love, like their certified Angus beef, hot plate deli lunches, and great customer service. But they'll also have some new and great things, like in-house dry-aged beef, a burrito and baked potato bar, and a Mediterranean bar. Plus, Edwards will also be giving away a new PK360 grill and smoker. Morning Mayhem will be broadcasting live that morning at the grand opening on April 3rd, and hopefully we'll see you there too.
It's Justin Aker for CertaPro Painters, and if you're like me, this time of the year I'm spending a lot of time at the house watching basketball games and baseball games, and then I also start looking around the house and noticing some paint on the wall might have cracked, or you might see some scuffs on the wall, and you want to get that updated. If that's the case at your house, you need to get CertaPro Painters on the case today. CertaPro.com, that's Certa with a C. All you have to do is go to their website, and they will come over, give you a free estimate, and you can trust them to get the job done right because they take pride in what they do. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. When it comes to choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Hey, this is Mitch at Red River Ford in Cabot, and we need your help because we've got the trucks.
And even more trucks. And even more trucks.
Let your friends know that Red River Ford in Cabot has 1.9% interest for 72 months and up to over $8,000 off Ford F-150s. And we've got the trucks.
So come check us out at Exit 19 in Cabot, or you can visit us online at redriverfordcabot.com.
Have a watch party that everyone wants to attend at your house with the best of meats in the business. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds, live from the Hogs Meat Market Studio. Joe Franklin, Roe Baker, PB on the other side. Coming up after 2 o'clock, we're going to have your Razor Hog update. We're going to continue to look at the NCAA tournament bracket, and now we're looking at the South region.
Oh, yeah, so just to hop back into it, we're at the South region. I think I got everybody up to the Sweet 16. My matchups there are Houston against Duke. I got Houston winning that one to go to the 8, and I got Kentucky against Marquette. I got Marquette going to the 8 to set up a Marquette and Houston Elite 8. I think that has the potential to be the best game in the entire tournament. Houston versus Marquette in the Elite 8.
So you went a little bit farther on that one, huh?
Yeah. In the Midwest, I got Houston winning that game, by the way. I got Houston in the Final
Houston
Four.
going to the Final Four.
So that's my third Final Four team. In the Midwest, this is where it gets good. I got Purdue winning first round, and I got them beating TCU in the second round. Purdue getting to the Sweet 16. I also have McNeese State beating Gonzaga in the first round to meet Kansas in the second round. Then I got McNeese State beating Kansas in the second round. The Fighting Will Waves, baby. And then I got Purdue McNeese State matchup in the Sweet 16. I got McNeese State winning that one to get to the Elite Eight.
Okay. So McNeese State at a 12 seed.
Yeah, I got them going to the 8. Other part of that Midwest bracket, I got South Carolina beating Oregon first round. I have Creighton beating Akron in the first round, but South Carolina eventually beating them also to get to the Sweet 16. I got Texas coming out of their first round against Colorado State. And then I have Tennessee beating no, I don't. I have St. Peter's with the upset. St. Peter's with the upset.
A 15 beating a 2 seed. That doesn't happen very often, but we have seen it happen before.
We've seen it happen, and I'll give you a little more on why I'm doing that, because I'm Roe from the North, and St. Peter's is led by a kid from the North. Shout out to Corey Washington. You should have been a Razorback. You should have been a Razorback. They should have got you too, man. Everybody believed in you from the jump.
He was in a dunk contest that I saw a couple of years ago and talented.
He a baller. Like, you can see it. Everybody can see him turning into something like this. So I got Corey Washington leading St. Peter's out of the first round. They'll see Texas in the second round, and they'll beat Texas in the second round. I got St. Peter's going to the Sweet 16. Then they get smacked by South Carolina.
Okay.
You know.
So get us through the Elite Eight until the Final Four.
Okay. Elite Eight to Final Four. We got South Carolina versus McNeese State, and I'm going with the Fighting Will Wades to make the Final Four.
Okay. Like that. Going out on a limb.
Uh-huh. Houston, McNeese State in the 4.
They've
Auburn, UNC.
only lost 3 games all season.
McNeese State is a real Will Wade put something together, man. I'll let y'all know something, too. If somebody was to go somewhere else, whether it's on their own volition or not, I think that's our next coach.
So you see Will Wade, do you see Will Wade getting another job after this season regardless?
I do. Because everybody knows he can recruit.
Yeah. And he can do it.
Yes.
Within the lines now.
Yes, within the lines, he can do his thing now.
More of Out of Bounds coming up after this break is Hour 2. We're going to have your Razor Hog update and PB, Pat Bradley, to join. Stay tuned.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
March is Problem Gambling Awareness Month. Gambling is an activity that carries risk. Problem gambling is often referred to as the hidden addiction because it's so easy to hide. Concerned you might have a problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Every story matters.
Start spring in style, comfort, and power behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Chevy Silverado. Gwatney Chevrolet has interest rates as low as 2.9% for 72 months on Silverado pickup trucks. Spend less money and get more out of your drive at Gwatney Chevrolet. Head to 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to take advantage of fantastic interest rates on new Chevy Silverados. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. 2.9% APR for 72 months. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by April 30th, 2024.
Connor has cash. Once again, Connor has cash at the Pickles Gap Weapon Shack in Conway. Connor will buy your used weapon or he will buy your entire collection. Once again, Connor has cash and he wants to buy your used weapons at the Pickles Gap Weapon Shack, Highway 65 North in Conway.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
We know it and we're proud of it. 103.7 The Buzz.
Buzz News with Channel 7's Cassandra Webb.
The executive director of the Clinton National Airport was involved in a shootout with federal agents Tuesday morning. ATF agents were performing a search warrant at 53-year-old Brian Malinowski's home in West Little Rock Tuesday morning. While serving the warrant, ATF officials say Malinowski opened fire, injuring one person. Agents fired back and injured the executive director of the airport. He and the agent were sent to the hospital for treatment. The agent had non-life-threatening injuries, while Malinowski's injuries are unknown. Many people might be concerned about their cell service when the solar eclipse happens April 8th. Cell service reps don't anticipate many issues when the eclipse happens, but there are some things to be on the lookout for. Since many are coming to Arkansas, one rep says to make sure you have the latest software downloaded on your device. And another from AT&T says when it's packed, you can move back and forth to LTE and 5G network to find internet. The networks will be monitoring the event closely. From the Channel 7 newsroom, I'm Cassandra Webb.
Join Fitz Hill, the Doctor of Football, each Thursday night at 7 for the West Rock Coffee Recruiting Intelligence Report. The Doctor of Football will keep you up to date with the latest recruiting analysis. Brought to you in part by Ortho Rehab, Express Airport Parking, Diamond Medical, Blue Train, and Authentic Manhood. Only on your fun and game station, 103.7 The Buzz.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center
with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
Continuing to warm up across Arkansas, 75 today, mostly sunny. Could be a couple of showers or thunderstorms in North Arkansas, and tonight's low drops down to 50. Better rain chances statewide arriving for Thursday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Central Arkansas construction leaders. Time is running out to get in on the Build My Future event at the Conway Expo Center April 18th. There are 1,200 students signed up for this construction career day and industry showcase. To get involved, call 501-812-0828 or online at buildmyfuturecentralarkansas.com. This event being underwritten by Associated Builders and Contractors of Arkansas. Non-ABC members are encouraged to participate.
Here's another remarkable success story from QC Kinetics. This one from Chad, who hurt his knee at the gym one day, and it just kept on hurting for months.
From my high school football and wrestling days, I already had a little bit of damage in there, but this just sent it over the edge.
Chad tried traditional treatments with no improvement when he turned to the non-surgical regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics.
It was really fascinating how they did their work, and the science behind it was very intriguing, and it works. Extracting the cure out of my own body blew my mind. It's like I'm brand new again. It was fantastic.
That's because the QC Kinetics natural biologic treatments use your body's own healing power to restore damaged tissue in your hips, shoulders, back, and knees, providing long-lasting relief.
Now I'm back at the gym. I'm 100% feeling great.
If you're tired of suffering with pain from arthritis or injury, call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
You can hear the best of the NCAA tournament on 106.7 Buzz 2. From the very beginning all the way to the championship game. March Madness on 103.7 The Buzz and 106.7 Buzz 2.
Calling all basketball fans, our season is here. We know that this time of year, traveling fouls can happen anywhere and anytime. That's why All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is the MVP of tire service and savings. Our expert, certified technicians are the community's #1 trusted choice for any tire or service need, with the goal of making sure you're not stuck on the bench. Visit in stores in Mapleville or Little Rock, online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros, love the drive.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Joe Fortenbaugh.
If he's a great quarterback, he's going to go in and he's going to make the Bears a great franchise. All these problems will be resolved if a great quarterback shows up and plays great. They're doing everything they can to set the team up well for him. They have addressed the offensive line. They have gone out there and made a deal for not only DJ Moore last year, but for Keenan Allen this year. They've brought in DeAndre Swift to upgrade the running back room. Is this the best offense in the NFL? No, it's not, but it's getting better. They're making all the moves you would want to see of a team that's looking to build up its roster. Its defense is ahead of its offense. That's a good situation to be in. Eberflus won 3 games his first year. He won 7 games his second year. We're putting a ton of pressure on them to get it right because they've been a dog crap franchise for a while. They understand it. We get it. But the idea of Caleb Williams should tell the Bears to go pound sand, okay, fine. What's the other option?
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Live from the Hogg's Meat Market Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble. Sit down. 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 Who that thinking that he frontin' on that man? Get the off my stage. I'm the same man. Get the off my that ain't right. I make a play blowing up your whole life. I'm so sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural like Afro with your pride. Show me something natural.
It's time for your Razor Hog update on Out of Bounds. Brought to you by Floyd's Seafood, Keel Avenue in Sherwood. It's crawfish season. Floyd's Seafood has live and cooked crawfish. Order yours today.
Razor Hog update. Razorbacks baseball team, they have a series that's starting tomorrow with Auburn. And Coach Van Horn spoke about the first road series in SEC conference play.
I think our guys are excited. I'm fine. I like playing on the road. I think it kind of bonds the team a little bit. You know, the routine's pretty, it's just easy. Not as many outside distractions, honestly. You know, we work out on Wednesday evening and we feed them, get up and feed them again and go over things during the day, and then you go to the field and play, and same thing on Friday. And then obviously with Friday being a Saturday, a day game, it's a quick turnaround. And I know it's just a lot of thinking about baseball, 70 hours or whatever it is, but it's, I'm looking forward to it. I really feel like the team's looking forward to it. And no matter how it goes, I think it'll be, if it goes great. If it doesn't go good, I don't think it's because we're on the road as much as that we just didn't play good or Auburn played really good. So looking forward to it.
Coach Van Horn on Auburn and their offense.
The middle of their order, they swing at strikes. They make you throw it over the plate. They use the whole field. And, some teams are a little pull happy. You can get them out with off-speed stuff late in the count. Auburn makes some really good adjustments. They stay through the middle of the field. They go the other way. And, yeah, the numbers back it up. They've been behind in a lot of games this year where they've come back and scored 5, 6, 7, 8 runs in the last few innings to win. So even if you get a lead on them, you just feel like no lead is safe. You've really got to bear down, throw it over the plate, and make them earn it. And that's what we've done a good job of, is throwing strikes, I think this is going to be I think it's going to be a really good series. We're going to have to play well.
Hagen Smith is the opening game starter for every series, so he'll be going tomorrow night. Here's Coach Van Horn on Hagen Smith.
Like I said, he's just 20 years old, and he'll be 20 years old when the season's over. Even if we play in the last game of the season, he's still going to be 20 years old. He's young, and but he's gotten physically stronger. I think what he can really do is he can really repeat his delivery. He stays balanced. You know, he doesn't get out of whack much, and that's why there's not those bad misses. And when he does miss, they're pretty good pitches. And, you know, some are just right there, ball off, and that's what you want. The development with Coach Hobbs and growing up, you know, practice, I mean, everything combined is just making him the guy we thought he could be, and even more, honestly. I mean, who could project that, you know, how good he is right now when he was, you know, when he walked in the door here. We knew he had a really good arm. We knew he was a great kid and he wanted to get better. But probably to me, though, ever since the season ended last year, and, you know, it didn't go good his last outing. And that guy has worked incredibly hard. And this is a guy that's almost unanimous pick for captain, and he doesn't talk a whole lot. And they picked him because they just see that guy working every day. And, you know, probably as a young pitcher, you're probably going, how am I going to keep up with this guy? And they respect him a lot. And, you know, then you watch him on the field and, you know, it's been incredible. And he's not worried about all the other stuff. He's not worried about the draft. He's not worried about where he's going to go and all that stuff. He's just playing. He's just pitching. He's playing for the team, and he knows it's going to be fine. And that's one thing that we as coaches really appreciated about him is just the way he is off the field and as a person and the way he leads.
Baseball starts their series against Auburn tomorrow. Basketball news, Devo Davis is in the transfer portal, and there's plenty of reaction, of course, about that. Southern Structural Solutions text line, there's plenty there.
Yeah, also on the Southern Structural Solutions text line, did I get that right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's a lot of S's, man. My guy Nate in Conway, you know what, Nate? You did bring up something. Doesn't Will Wade have a show cause in the SEC for a few years? I believe you are right. Because I need to look that up, but I believe you are right. So it'll be a while. He may be at McNeese State for a few seasons before he can move around. Unless he goes to a bigger conference somewhere else, but I think his ties are down here.
But messages on the Southern Structural Solutions text line, Devo is gone. Devo entered the transfer portal. So, yeah, there's plenty of reaction there, and there are mixed feelings from the fan base.
Yeah, there are mixed feelings. Let's just go ahead and get into it. We family. You got some people that are hurt, like Devo was Arkansas's son. You know what I'm saying? I called him that for years on my Twitter.
From Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville. I called him that for years on my Twitter. That's my son. That's Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? It got toxic. It got toxic at some point. You got a lot of people who were mad they left the program a couple times, and then some other people were mad that he was allowed to come back to the program each time. And you know, one thing people got to understand about that is it's a different age and money's involved. So
and you don't know what those private conversations were like.
Exactly.
You can only speculate on what was said, how it went about, how it was done, for him to walk out the door and then be able to come back.
See, this is my whole thing about it right now. If it was something going on, like off the court or something personal or whatever, I want to commend Eric Musselman for making sure whatever Devo said to him stayed within his head. And he looked out for him. No information ever creeped out or any of that other stuff. He took care of him, brought him back. Now, if it's something else up there going on and, you know, it's something that don't nobody else know about, then, you know, that's that. But from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? I don't know any other coach. And I've been around coaches my entire life. My dad is a coach. You know what I'm saying? I don't know any other coach that will allow someone to quit and come back. Not only once,
multiple
but twice.
times. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So whatever's going on, it seemed like either it's one or two things. I'm just going to be honest. Either it's Muss really looking out for his guys, or it was a situation to where, okay, this is not going to work. I kind of don't want you on the team because we're clashing, but there's so much money tied into you right now in NIL that this decision really is out of my hands.
There could be something to that. But it still goes back to Devo returning.
Yeah.
Devo returned for an additional season.
He did. And like we started off the show saying, when the NBA started talking, you need to start listening. You know what I mean? Because nobody improves your stock.
And he did listen for quite a bit prior to the season, and then at the last minute, he decided to go back.
Yeah. You know, maybe it was a little extra persuasion. They pulled him out of that draft and brought him back. I know it happened with some Hogg players before, and it hurt their draft stock. You know what I mean? So
Devo says, thankful for my time as an Arkansas Razorback.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting with him.
I knew he was leaving anyway.
But it'll be interesting with him as to what the next move is, because
he told us. Devo told us weeks ago that he was leaving.
Well, not that. Not that he's leaving.
Yeah.
He's in the transfer portal. That's surprising.
No.
That he's in the portal.
He told us.
His next move could have been he's turning pro.
You want me to tell you what that man said on social media? He told us what was happening.
What did he say?
He said, money don't even matter anymore. I may be using the words wrongly, but that's what he was getting at. It ain't even about the money. I just want to play ball. That right there told me he's hitting the portal. Because if he was going pro, he wouldn't have said it ain't about the money.
Wouldn't have said anything about money.
You see what I'm saying? So that right there let me know, he in the portal. So people wasn't listening. So when it came out today, I'm not surprised. He told us weeks ago he was leaving. Folks just got to listen.
People are always paying attention.
Yeah, they paying attention.
And then they try to form their own conclusion as to what's going on when it is something that's just thrown out there and you don't get an answer. You have more questions about it.
I think at this point, though, with him leaving, it's the best thing for both parties. I honestly do think that.
It was going to be that anyway, though.
It had gotten toxic. You know what I'm saying? It had gotten toxic. We don't have to really get into it, but everybody heard all the BS that was going around. I hope I can say that on the radio, but I already did. But everybody heard all this stuff that was going around about the players, what may or may not be going on in the locker room. That's too much for young adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had gotten toxic. And so somebody step away from the program multiple times and, different, like, it's probably best for both parties if we go in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. I was looking for that. Now, where is he going? Because I know he's gonna get interest from a lot of people.
That's it. That's why it'll be so interesting, because of his next move. Where does he go from being that Arkansas staple to now you're gonna be on another team somewhere?
Well, I know where I want him to go. I know where I want him to go. But I mean, you gonna have some very good teams that are gonna inquire about Devo Davis, man, because there are a lot of schools, they know Devo from tournament Devo. They've seen Devo in postseason play. A lot of people don't get to watch him throughout the regular SEC season. A lot of folks don't even care about that. They want to know what you do with when the lights come on. And when the lights come on, I don't think anybody in the state will argue. Devontae Davis shines bright. He shines very bright.
Here's some of the mixed reactions. Southern Structural Solutions text line. Don't understand the hate for Devo. Wish him the best. It's not that hard. Then there's another. Devo could have had any job he wanted in Arkansas. He would have been taken care of. And then, they make a comment about Devo. No mixed feelings. Yeah. Eddie from Amity. He says there are no mixed feelings there. Have a couple of there's a message here about Pinion and Devo to Little Rock or A-State would be sweet.
Right.
And, a few more messages about Devo and always being a fan of his.
Yeah.
So, there it's mixed reactions all the way through. I'll always be a fan of Devo fan. I'll continue to follow him wherever he goes and probably watch his games going forward.
Most definitely. Like I said, that's Arkansas' son, man. It is. Like, people love Devo. People have always loved Devo. He's had his haters just like everyone else. But people have always loved Devo. Especially, think about it. His freshman year, he won the biggest shot in Razorback history. big shot in the tournament. That's when Tourney Devo is born. Every time a tournament comes around, you can depend on Devontae Davis to raise his level of play. Tourney Devo, it's a real thing, man.
Several on here, Southern Structural Solutions text line calling for Devo to go to Little Rock Trojans.
It'll be a match made in heaven.
And you have two players that were already at Arkansas.
Yep.
With Little Rock, so
it'll be a match made in heaven because of the head coach and the way that Devo plays. You see what I'm saying? Darryl Walker is a defensive guy. He's been a defensive guy his whole life. You know what I'm saying? So a player like Devo, oh my God, Darryl love that. Darryl love that.
Little Rock Trojans are playing in the CBI, and what do you see happening with the Trojans and kind of going through their season and where they are now?
I'll tell you this. If they didn't have to deal with injuries this year, I think they would have made the tournament without winning their conference tournament. I really believe
Sometimes you run into that, though, where for the most part, some of these leagues, one team leagues, one bid leagues.
Uh-huh.
But OVC has been one in the past that has gotten multiple teams in.
Right. I honestly believe without the injuries early in the season and the NCAA crap with McHale, that's a 30-win team. Like, I really believe that's a 30-win team. And depending on what happens in the offseason, because I believe a lot of that's going to come back, they could go out and win 30 next year, barring injuries. Like,
when you put it together like that, though, that's something that hasn't happened. But when teams put together seasons like that, and you win the regular season in the conference, you don't get it done in the conference tournament, you don't win the championship game, that puts something on paper and a foundation for you to be able to get one of those at-large bids.
Exactly. Like, you saw it. Like, the only reason that they weren't head and shoulders in front of everyone in the OVC is the NCAA stuff with McHale and injuries. Like, I think they went 6 to 8 games without KK. Then you was going without McHale because of NCAA stuff, and then McHale comes back and he dislocates his shoulder, so he's out for a while.
But that's part of the game. Yeah, it's always going to be part of it.
It's part of the game. It is, but when it comes to Euler, it's been too big of a part of the game since 2020. Injuries has riddled their program since 2020. Injuries in the transfer portal. Because if you remember correctly, in 2020, they had a team in the Sun Belt, they had a team. And I'll be honest with you, that team could have made the Sweet 16. They were loaded on that team. They were, but they were headed to the conference tournament. It was during COVID. They got that call. Tournament been canceled. They turned around Pine Bluff or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So since then, it's been injury after injury after injury. You know what I'm saying? And so they finally got healthy, and it's right back to what they were doing before the injury problem.
Southern Structural Solutions text line about Devo and in general.
Right.
This person says loyalty, there's no more anymore in this world as far as in the landscape of college sports, because we see multiple players getting into the portal, no matter what the sport is.
That was never loyalty.
Before money was out there in the open, there may have been a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is the difference. There used to be loyalty from the players because it was forced loyalty. The playing field is kind of even right now. The players are getting paid. They can move around, so they can move like the coaches used to, or like the coaches do. So I just think it made it even. Whereas you can be a coach and you can recruit guys and have them in your program 3 years, and then a better job come up and like, hey, I'll holler at y'all later on. Where's that loyalty? Or you can be a player, you can ball out, and hey, a better situation call you like, hey, we'll give you more money, come over here and play. It's the same thing as it was with the coaches at that point. So like, you gotta pay attention to what you want to be outraged about. And different things of that nature. So
let's go to the phones and talk to Savage. What's up, Savage? Savage.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
What's up, Sav?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Man, yeah, doing good. How about you?
Oh, doing good. Now, Ro, I got to pick your brain a little bit because I got Grand Canyon getting past North Carolina.
Say what now?
I got Grand Canyon beating North Carolina.
I'm gonna be real with you, Savage, and I'm gonna say this right here. The ACC is down. The ACC is not as good as it normally is. But at the end of the day, Grand Canyon is not getting past Bama. I actually got SMU beating Grand Canyon in the first round. I may be wrong there, but even if they're not going to get past Bama.
And we're talking about Grand Canyon, another 12 seed.
Yeah,
12 we
seed.
always identify the 12 seeds.
Yeah, everybody try to pick a 12 seed every year. I don't think Grand Canyon, they're good, but I don't think it's their year to be that 12 seed.
Man, they got shooters, and they got to do the inside. And NC State exposed North Carolina. Now, I know I watched Bama, but if Grand Canyon can get to North Carolina, they're going to cause them some problems. If you watch that NC State game, they got exposed in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I agree with you
appreciate
there.
it, guys. I'm going to get off here.
All right. See you, Savage.
I agree with them there. Matchups are a big thing. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see Grand Canyon getting past SMU or Bama. Now, I got UNC beating Bama because of I think USC, the matchups are a little bit better. And USC can go get that one, but I don't know. UNC could lose in the first, second round. Like, the ACC is down. It's down.
We talked about injuries being a big part of not only the regular season, but once you get into tournament play and it's win or go home, it really is a focus on it. Bill Self commented about Kevin McCullough not being available for the NCAA tournament. We know he wasn't available for the Big 12 tournament, but now he's not going to be available for the NCAA tournament.
Hunt looks great. You know, he's practiced basically every day since Saturday, non-contact, and then the last 2 days he's been full contact. Kevin's not going to play. Kevin's says his knee pain has not subsided any, and it's too bad for him to be able to contribute. So Kevin will not play.
How tough is that to watch a kid that has given so hard and comes back for another year not be able to do so? Yeah. At least for the first round.
No, he's out. We're shutting him down for the tournament. So if we're fortunate enough to win 2 games, we would have done it without him. And you know, he hadn't practiced in 6 weeks basically, and so yeah, he hasn't done more damage to his knee, but he tried to do it and said that he just couldn't go.
Kansas this year dealing with players being out.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they were dealing with Bill Self himself being out.
Yeah. Well, you know, it sounds messed up to say this, but it's time. You know, how long can you really bank on having that good of luck, injury-wise and everything else in your program? Like, Self has dominated the Big 12. I'm not trying to say he deserved this or whatever, but I'm not shocked that in year 1,000, after he's totally dominated the whole time he's been there, that, all right, I got some issues that everybody else in the country is
adversity sets in at some point.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But he just won the championship just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it is what it is. It's certain coaches, I'm not worried about that, man. I know what he is. I know what they're going to do. He just got to deal with a little adversity right now that he normally doesn't have to. But he's still adjusting to the transfer portal also. That's the big problem for some of these guys.
We're going to come back with more of Out of Bounds on the other side. Live from the Hoggs Meat Market Studio, Joe Franklin, Ro Baker. Stay tuned.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny Wess from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
This is Sports Center.
Last night in the first game of the first 4 in Dayton, Wagner won their first tournament game in program history, beating Howard 71-68. The Seahawks will now move on to face the West top seed Tar Heels on Thursday. In the second game, Colorado State dominated Virginia, winning 67-42 behind Neat Clifford's 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Cavaliers had a disgusting showing on offense, shooting 25% from the floor and 18% from 3. The 10-seeded Rams will move on to face the 7th-seeded Longhorns of Texas on Thursday. Tonight in Dayton, 16 seeds Grand Grambling and Montana State will go at it at 5:40. The winner will face Purdue on Friday. And in the second game, 10 seeds Colorado and Boise State will face off at 8:10. The winner will face Florida on Friday. Both games can be seen on True TV. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
The Avett Brothers are coming to Little Rock September 17th at First Security Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Make plans now for an evening with the Avett Brothers, September 17th at First Security Amphitheater. Get tickets this Friday.
Is your Oaklawn Thoroughbred racing action so close you can feel it? Or is it the view from your trackside luxury suite? However you like it, racing season is off and running at Oaklawn with live races every weekend through May 4th. It's fun by the furlong all season long. Make your reservations today at oaklawn.com. What's your Oaklawn? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Well, we are starting to make that move into warmer weather, and it's about time for you to get out and move again. Hey, everybody, it's RJ Hawk here for QC Kinetics. Do you have joint pain? Is your back hurting? Are your knees hurting? What about those shoulders? I know baseball and softball season are starting to kick up, and you want to be able to throw the ball with your kid, but that pain is bothering you right now. You need to get over and see my friends over at QC Kinetics for a free consultation. They are the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, and what I'm talking about is you can get lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Pro athletes have been doing this for decades, but now this life-changing treatment is available for you. No pain pills, no risky surgery. This is an all-natural solution. Oh, and by the way, it's a great use of your tax refund check. Call QC Connects for a free consultation. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440.
The newest Edwards food giant, their 9th store, will open at 9 a.m. in North Little Rock at Lakewood Village on Wednesday, April 3rd. Of course, this Edwards food giant store will have its staples that you already love, like their certified Angus beef, hot plate deli lunches, and great customer service. But they'll also have some new and great things, like in-house dry-aged beef, a burrito and baked potato bar, and a Mediterranean bar. Plus, Edwards will also be giving away a new PK360 grill and smoker. Morning Mayhem will be broadcasting live that morning at the grand opening on April 3rd, and hopefully we'll see you there too.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Paul Killingsworth in Cabot, Jonathan Stone in Lone Oak, or Stephen Reeser in Jacksonville today.
It's not just about the size of the meat, it's about where you get it from. So get it from Hogg's Meat Market in North Little Rock. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Tell me goodbye. Trucks break down, dogs run off, politicians lie, been fired by the boss. It takes one hand to count the things I can count on. No, there ain't much man that ain't ever let me down. Long neck, high skull, beard never broke my heart. Like diamond rings and football teams. Torn this boy apart like a neon dream. It just don't know me. The bars in this guitar and long neck, eyes, cold beard never broke my heart. She was a Carolina blue jean baby, fire in her eyes that drove me crazy. It was red tail lights when she left town.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds, live from the Hogs Meat Market Studio. Joe Franklin, Ro Baker. We're now joined by Pat Bradley, PB. What's up, PB?
Yo, Frank. What's up, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, PB?
Oh, not much. Glad to roll there. Sorry, a little late, but flying into Charlotte.
Man, it's all good.
Working the first and second rounds tomorrow.
Okay.
Not at the game, but for the studio.
Yeah, college basketball season, just a few weeks left with the tournament set. And we had first 4 games last night. Got a couple more of those tonight. So
what do y'all think?
Well, no. What do you think?
Well, obviously I know a lot of people weren't happy with Virginia being in the first 4. I watched that Drake-Indiana State game, the championship game last weekend. Indiana State's a good team, man. I say a good team. They're a fun team. I just feel bad because, Virginia played their worst game of the season in their most important game, so it makes everything look bad. I don't think they're that bad, but listen, I'm one of those. Yeah, make it 72. I don't care. Put more teams in the tournament, as far as I'm concerned.
And why stop there? They've talked about 96 for years. They've talked about going.
Well, the thing.
Go ahead.
The thing you would have to do, you could do it, so certain teams who win their conference championship on Saturday. You could put them already in, and you could essentially play them on Monday, right? You could have, 4 games, 6 games on Monday. Instead of 2 games on Tuesday, you have 4 games on Tuesday, 4 games on Wednesday. I don't mind it. I don't mind. I don't know how you guys are, but I don't mind it at all. If you add teams, I don't think, it'll take away from the tournament at all.
If you expand the field, PB, could they do it? Let's say they do go to 96. Let's throw that number out there. Could they do it to the point where you reward the regular season conference champ and the tournament conference champ, and if that happens to be the same team, then that opens up another at-large bid for other teams out there?
Well, the way I look at it is this, Joe, you had – the ones that were left out were, actually 3 Big East teams. So you got St. John's, Providence, Villanova, you have Indiana State, you have, SEC teams. I don't think there were any really. I mean, Ole Miss was maybe the next one in, but they kind of faltered toward the end. You got really good teams. I don't think you even have to do that. Have St. John's, Villanova, I don't know, the Pac-12, Big 12, I don't know who the other, Memphis maybe was a bubble team too.
Well, just thinking about, let's not even think about the major conferences, the Power 5, if you want to say that. Let's think about some of the conferences where you have these teams that had incredible regular seasons, and they were the top seed.
Indiana State.
Top seed hands down. But then you don't win the conference tournament championship game. A team like that should be rewarded.
The effect of going to an NCAA tournament, how it affects your recruiting, how it affects your fan base, yes, 100%. Joe, we worked together since May 7, 2007. And, I was against all the bowl teams doing, all the bowl. I've turned around, a complete 180 on that. Yes.
Okay, so what was the reason behind that then? Because we know that money is the driving. It's the driving factor, and as long as they keep increasing the pot and increasing the amount of money, then they're going to increase the amount of teams that are involved in it.
Yeah, well, I was small-minded back then, an 8-win team, you shouldn't go to a bowl game or NCAA tournament, but I've kind of come around to appreciate how important it is and the money is there, and like let these players and fan bases celebrate a great season. Like, there's 362 college basketball teams in Division I. That's just Division I.
Right.
I'm not talking about Division II, Division III, NAIA, junior college. Like, there's only 68. So, like, I think it's, first of all, apples and oranges to college football bowl games and NCAA tournament, because obviously, I mean, if you go to, the whatever bowl, you can't make the Final Four. But I don't mind putting more teams in.
Yeah, Pat. Here's the issue that I'm seeing with the NCAA, and it was on display with the selection of the 68 teams this year. I don't think that everyone on that committee really watches the games. I also don't think that everyone
really wants to what?
Watches the games.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think everyone on that committee understands the power of having stars in your tournament. They had a star. They had somebody at Indiana State that would have been a huge star in the tournament. We were already calling him Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like Cream, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I forgot his name.
Exactly.
Huge kid, big fella. What's his name?
Davila.
Yes,
I think his name's Davila, something like that.
At Indiana State, like
yeah.
American Joker type game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they on Indiana State, they're a very good team. They got the required amount of wins. They didn't win their conference tournament, so you don't put them in. But you put in a Virginia team from down ACC. You see what I'm saying? Like, it was so many other ways they could have went. I don't think they really understand the power of having a star in the tournament. That's what's going to bring the eyes.
But that's really, though, like, an interesting, like, thing, because Virginia is the brand, right? Indiana State, like, me, you, and Joe, we understand maybe, the history of Indiana State basketball, Larry Bird. So, I mean, it's a brand. To me, it's a brand.
Right.
And Davila, kid like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, yes, I think he's a exciting player. Like, to me, it is. To you, it is. Joe, it is. But, I mean, those are humans in that room, and I'm not saying, but I don't know. They may be friends with, or they may like the Virginia coach or his father, who was obviously a legendary coach,
right.
Tony Bennett. There's always, even if we let 96 in or 72 in or whatever, there's always going to be some left out. But I agree. I'm surprised. I agree with you that they didn't recognize the excitement around that kid from Indiana State. You thought he would have been like, that's what they want, right? That's.
Hey, PB, can you hang with us through the break?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to take a break here on Out of Bounds. Live from the Hogg Meat Market Studio, Joe Franklin, Ro Baker, PB, Pat Bradley joining. We'll be back on the other side. Stay tuned.
Your joint replacement journey starts at Ortho Arkansas with all-in comprehensive joint care by fellowship-trained physicians and a team working all together to support and guide you all the way. From consultation to surgery to beyond recovery. Find relief at Ortho Arkansas. Call 501-500-3500 or schedule a visit today at orthoarkansas.com. That's orthoarkansas.com.
Are you ready for a better forklift experience? River Valley Tractor and Castle Forklift have teamed up to manage your material handling needs. From diesel, lithium, propane, and so much more, Castle's product line is versatile, ready for the next generation of consumers to make every job easier. Step into the future of forklift innovation. Choose Castle. Visit River Valley Tractor, your authorized Castle forklift dealers in Central Arkansas.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word.
If you're tired of watching lousy college basketball, do yourself a favor and check out, while you still can, the magical Caitlin Clark. This Iowa All-American just became the leading scorer in the history of the college game. But it's more than the threes she hits from the logo. Clark also leads the nation in assists. She brings to mind a combination of Pete Maravich, Magic Johnson, and Steve Nash in dropping dimes ambidextrously. She is a supernova, a transcendent player who reminds you what a beautiful game basketball is when played with verve, style, grace, and grit. Stop by Doublebee's today for some amazing bean-to-cup Renoco coffee. You pick the roast, we grind the beans, and you luxuriate with some hot, fresh, delicious coffee. Doublebee's. It's where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Paid for by Jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello?
This is your fortune. Listen, the Mega Millions jackpot is over $800 million. Download the free Jackpot.com lottery app and buy your official state lottery tickets right from your phone.
I can do that.
With the Jackpot.com lottery app, you can.
Your fortune is calling. Download the free Jackpot.com lottery app and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Plus, get a free lottery ticket with your first play. Go to the App Store and search for the Jackpot.com lottery app.
Hey, it's Matt Zimmerman for Telco Federal Credit Union. Looking for your next truck and shocked by the prices? As a member of Telco Federal Credit Union, they can help finance your next purchase, whether from a dealership or from an individual. Telco can even finance your out-of-state funds, and if needed, they can help with vehicle values and negotiation tips. The local team at Telco Federal Credit Union will find you the right loan, the lowest rate, and make the process easy. Stop in, log on, or call 501-375-5321.
Hey folks, Trey Johnson here with HJ Trailer Sales in Hot Springs. Spring is coming and everyone is getting ready to get outside. So if you need your trailer serviced or repaired, let us help you out. Or you may be needing a trailer to get your golf cart to the golf course. Or you need a trailer for work. Or if you just need to buy a new trailer for recreational use. Let us help you at HJ Trailer Sales with one of the best service departments in the state. Visit us in Hot Springs or check us out on Facebook or at hjtrailersales.com.
There's only one place to stop for the best in meats in Central Arkansas. It's Hogg's Meat Market. Check out their monthly package deals of the best meats online at hoggsmeatmarket.com. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds, live from the Hogs Meat Market Studio. Joe Franklin, Roe Baker, PB, Pat Bradley joining. And PB, not only do you have teams that were left out of the NCAA tournament, then when it comes to the NIT, you had a list of about 17 schools that declined to play in the NIT. So that waters that tournament down even more.
Yeah, was that a little Stevie Wonder? You know I love Stevie Wonder. That's my man. There you go. There we go.
We got you covered, PB.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it. And by the way, if you talk to Justin Moore, I sent him a text message. My cousin is trying to go to his concert in Worcester, Massachusetts on Friday night. I'm trying to get him tickets. I don't know if Justin Moore listens to the show, but Justin, hook up. And I missed his wedding. He just got married
oh, no. You definitely have to make that up then.
I give him a call in the morning.
And I didn't buy him a gift. Yet.
There you go. So, you have to make it up.
Call the show in the morning. Call the show with no name.
No. Justin Moore is on.
I don't get up that early.
He's on spring break with the kids also. Though.
He on spring break?
Yeah.
Again?
He's on spring break. It's time for the kids on spring break.
Oh, okay.
Bro, every week is spring break for my man.
I can't get in contact with Justin Moore either. I try to call the morning show sometimes. I'll be on hold for about
He don't call me back. But yes, to answer your question, I'm a little sideways on this issue, to be honest with you. Like, I get it. I understand that in college basketball today, it's important to start next year immediately with the transfer portal and your recruits, but I'm a little sideways in the way that, and I love Coach Rick Pitino. Love him. There's a value in taking your team to the tournament. LSU is doing it. Georgia is doing it. There's other great coaches and teams that are playing in it. So I just think that to totally disregard it the way I felt like he did, I don't like that. And I love Coach Pitino. Love him. But I don't like how he did that.
Some of these teams that you mentioned, and, you know, maybe not those specifically, but some of these teams are benefiting from the fact that these 17 teams decline, so that opened more spots for them to take advantage of it.
Right.
Joe, you remember 97, you know, we were a young team.
Absolutely.
And we needed that. We went to the NIT, like, I know everybody was, like, bashing us, obviously. I get it. You know, you go to the Final Four, Sweet 16, then the NIT. I mean, nobody's happy about that. But we grew a lot. And, you know, it's funny. I don't know if it's – I mean, to me it is. But in the Final Four in Madison Square Garden, we played against Rip Hamilton and UConn, who won the national championship in '99. We played against Michigan, Tractor Trailer, Lewis Bullock, those fellas who, you know, Michigan, and, you know, they had a great run. So, like, UConn doesn't win the 1999 national championship if they don't play in the 1997 NIT with Kevin Moore and Rip Hamilton and those guys. So there's a value in it. But here's the thing, though, fellas. If you are turning over your roster, right? So, like, Rick Pitino is probably turning over his roster. He doesn't have freshmen and sophomores take the NIT that they can grow. So that's the difference, I think, is you're getting a whole new group of guys. What the heck you know, why the hell you want to play with your juniors and seniors who you just lost with anyway?
Yeah.
So.
And those guys they're not going to want to be there anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
So it makes sense for St. John.
Some of the gifts, though. I heard about some of the gifts that they're getting. It's pretty damn good.
What kind of gifts did you guys get?
So we got one of the years, I'm not thinking of the NIT, but one of the NCAA years, we got a CD player. And so, you know, and then one of the other ones, we got like I'm not even joking, it was like an 8x8 television. It was the smallest television I've ever seen in my life.
How times have changed.
I swear I was going to say
yeah,
they got a
it was
Walkman.
like the smallest. It was so small. It was like you could actually like put it in your bag, and it was like I was like, what the heck? What am I going to do with this? But I used the CD player, and it actually I got it stolen when I was at the Discovery.
Oh boy! Did you leave you left the vehicle unlocked or what? What happened there?
I left it unlocked.
You did that purposely.
I was just about to ask, like, why'd you have a Walkman in disco?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Easy access. But yeah, me and Guy Whitney used to go to the disco in 1999, 2000. And yeah, I got it stolen. But that's ain't no problem. You know, hey, what are you gonna do? What am I gonna do with a Walkman now?
Yeah, times have changed as far as those gifts because everything keeps evolving. Everything gets more expensive. The gifts get better, and it's on another level now.
I wonder what they was giving away at the Belk Bowl years back when we had a little incident there.
$500 gift card that you were able to buy merchandise with a gift card.
You know what the guys used to do, the football guys, when they were playing a bowl game, they would pay their mileage. So they would all hop into a car, 5 of them, 6, 7 of them, and they would pay each of them let's say you played in the Citrus Bowl, right, in Orlando, whatever. So Fayetteville to where is that, Orlando? I don't even know. But so they would all pull their money, and they would. That's how we made money back in the day. Was pulling our money. Now, forget about it.
So you're saying that they would travel separate from the team and just drive down on their own?
Yes, they would. They would drive on their own. They would give them gas money, and 5, 6 of them would hop in a car together and keep the cash and split the gas money actually.
Yeah,
technically. But
surprised that wasn't a
for
violation.
Us, no, yeah, they just gave. I mean, that's the crazy thing. It was like, so that was okay, right? I mean, the things that were okay back then, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I mean, you guys know. I mean, we've probably talked about this a million times, but I mean, like, the things that I was given and, what I could have, been given, it just, it's a lot easier now to give somebody $20 or $30 or take them out to dinner or lunch or something stupid like that.
It's all legal now.
It's all legal. Pat, I know sometimes you look back at it and like, man, I know I would have made X amount up there if this was going on back in the 90s or whatever. So, yeah, you would have.
But I don't even know if I would have.
Nah, Pat, you would have killed it. You would have killed it. Look at your life post Razorback basketball in Arkansas.
But here's the thing, so my approach to it is like if you're representing a company,
right.
It could be Gwatney Chevrolet, it could be Frank Fletcher, car dealership. Can you represent that? Are you? I look at even now, when we do with the Buzz, I take it serious. I'm representing these companies and I'm trying to help them sell.
But at that time, you may not have been in that same frame of mind as an 18, 19-year-old.
Understood that, Joe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have understood that.
But I'll tell you one thing.
And so
the sleeveless
I wanted
Pat
the
Bradley.
money. I just wanted the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just quick off the top of the brain, shooter shirts. They called you the shooter.
Right.
Shooter shirts, a sleeveless
that would
white
have been
tee.
my brother.
Yeah, sleeveless
Freaky
white
Joe knows
tee.
my brother.
Oh,
That
yeah.
With Pat Bradley on it
That would have been
somewhere.
Rich.
But
guess went platinum in Arkansas.
But guess what? It's no different from those guys now. They're not looking at it from a perspective of I want to work hard for this company and try to sell their product. They're thinking about the benefit that they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the company is benefiting, and they're thinking about if this player is representing our company, there's some benefit to it.
You got it.
PB.
I love you guys. All right.
It's been great, man.
Man, enjoy the rest of the week and have a great weekend. Enjoy some games next couple of days.
All right, will do, fellas. Love you.
All right, Pat Bradley here on Out of Bounds. Joe Franklin, Ro Baker, live from the Hoggs Meat Market Studio. Hour 3 coming up. Stay tuned.
At the Robert Irwin Jewelers in the McCain Mall in North Little Rock this Saturday.
The 6-hour 60% off sale.
60% off? You mean up to 60% off?
No, let me clear this up. It's not up to. It is 60% off. Between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. this Saturday, you could get 60% off anything that's in our showcases.
This Saturday only at the Robert Irwin Jewelers located in the McCain Mall in North Little Rock.
It's a legit 60% off sale. Do not miss it.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, Our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Paul Griffin in Monticello, Sam Eklund in Star City, or Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff.
Coach Nolan Richardson joins Randy and Rick every Thursday for Rollin' with Nolan, presented by Slim Chickens of Central Arkansas. There are a lot of places to get chicken, but there's only one Slim's. It's Rollin' with Nolan, Thursday at 6 on 103.7 The Buzz.
You know where to find us.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
103.7 The Buzz, your number one sports station in Arkansas.
I want to thank Arkansas.
KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with Channel 7's Cassandra Webb.
The executive director of the Clinton National Airport was involved in a shootout with federal agents Tuesday morning. ATF agents were performing a search warrant at 53-year-old Brian Malinowski's home in West Little Rock Tuesday morning. While serving the warrant, ATF officials say Malinowski opened fire, injuring one person. Agents fired back and injured the executive director of the airport. He and the agent were sent to the hospital for treatment. The agent had non-life-threatening injuries, while Malinowski's injuries are unknown. Many people might be concerned about their cell service when the solar eclipse happens April 8th. Cell service reps don't anticipate many issues when the eclipse happens, but there are some things to be on the lookout for. Since many are coming to Arkansas, one rep says to make sure you have the latest software downloaded on your device. And another from AT&T says when it's packed, you can move back and forth to LTE and 5G network to find internet. The networks will be monitoring the event closely. From the Channel 7 newsroom, I'm Cassandra Webb.
Slim Chickens of Central Arkansas presents Rollin' with Nolan on Drive Time Sports with Randy Rainwater and Rick Schaefer every Thursday at 6 on 103.7 The Buzz.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with Channel 7's Melinda Mayo.
Continuing to warm up across Arkansas, 75 today, mostly sunny. Could be a couple of showers or thunderstorms in North Arkansas, and tonight's low drops down to 50. Better rain chances statewide arriving for Thursday. From the Channel 7 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Melinda Mayo.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Want the latest information on bass tournaments and the best fishing spots in the state? Then listen to Fishing Arkansas Sunday mornings with Big Sarge and his crew. Fishing Arkansas is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Jamie Marsh, Stanley Hardware, Fletcher Auto Group, Axles Plus, and Cooper's Nursery in Cabot. Fishing Arkansas Sunday mornings on 103.7 The Buzz.
This is Pat Bradley for Brewskis. Everybody thinks about Brewskis for watching sports or having a great night out. But what about Brewskis for lunch? Both locations open at 11 a.m. 7 days a week with all your pub grub favorites. Friendly service, kitchen all-stars are ready to serve you. Or, if you're not in a hurry, have a couple cold ones. Happy hour starts at 11 a.m. too. Brewskis, you're home for lunch, happy hour, and late night now with 2 locations, downtown Little Rock and the brand new location in Lakewood Village, North Little Rock.
At Southern Floor Coating, coatings are all they do, and they won't be beat on price. Factory-trained installers using the purest form of polyurea with UV stability for all your outside projects. When you call, you'll talk with a professional interested in your project, not a voicemail. Don't trust a fly-by-night company that may not be in business next year. Transform your patio, porch, or pool deck and call the real pros at Southern Floor Coating. 501-402-4912 or take a look at southernfloorcoating.com.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's Justin Akers from my good friends at CertaPro Painters. And right here in Central Arkansas, you can get exactly what you need from a painting standpoint, and you can get it from the folks you trust and believe in. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. And it comes with free estimates. You get great communication along the way and professional painting. There are certain things you should attempt on your own. In my opinion, painting is not one of them. Turn it over to the right folks at the right price. It's CertaPro Painters. Online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Start spring in style, comfort, and power behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Chevy Silverado. Gwatney Chevrolet has interest rates as low as 2.9% for 72 months on Silverado pickup trucks. Spend less money and get more out of your drive at Gwatney Chevrolet. Head to 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to take advantage of fantastic interest rates on new Chevy Silverados. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. 2.9% APR for 72 months. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by April 30th, 2024.
Texting enrolls you in reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text Sizzle to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text SIZZLE to 42424. That's Sizzle to 42424.
Live from the Hogg's Meat Market Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds, live from the Hogs Meat Market Studio. Joe Franklin, Ro Baker. It's hour 3.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to get in, you can call 501-661-1037. Southern Structural Solutions text line, same number, 501-661-1037. Life and feedback, all the ways to get into Out of Bounds today. We're going to get into what's trending in sports.
What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
What's trending in sports? MLB season has officially started with the Dodgers getting a 5-2 win over the Padres.
In South Korea, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Wow.
so they played at Central Time, 5 a.m. this morning, because they do an international series.
Yeah, but why South Korea?
They're picking different spots. And Major League Baseball has always been in different places. You know, NFL has started to expand where it's Germany. It's going to be Brazil coming up this season.
Yeah.
You know, it was the London series for the longest, and they're still there, but they're starting to reach other parts of the world. Everybody wants to be global, every sport.
You know what, though? I'll say this. I understand wanting to go global because you're looking for money. You're looking for money from every corner of the earth. But at what point do you realize that you may be watering down your product? And I can tell you something to back that up.
Not for baseball.
Not for baseball.
Not for basketball.
Yes, for basketball, but not for baseball. And I can explain basketball.
Not for either one of those, because you're global sports, and a lot of the better players within your league, they're from places outside of the U.S., from around the world.
But see, now we got to get into why is it that way now? What did the NBA do to make it that way?
They went global a long time ago, but yeah, we can get into that.
Yeah.
Dodgers beat the Padres 5-2, and there was an odd play that happened at later in the game to give the Dodgers the lead when they took the 3-2 lead.
And he
bounces one. That's off the glove of Cronenworth. Rounding and coming in. Teoscar, he will score the go-ahead run.
Ball was not hit hard. 88.9 miles per hour right there off the top spin. And that went right through the webbing. Right through the webbing.
Oh my goodness, I've never seen that like that. Right through the webbing.
I mean, is that an error on the equipment manager? Wow.
So you have Jake Cronenworth trying to make a play on a ball that it's a play that he's going to make easily, and the ball goes right through the webbing on his glove. And that the Dodgers go on to score the next run to break the tie, make it 3-2 at the time. They went on to win 5-2.
It had to be a rocket. Go through that webbing, man. It had to be a rocket going through that glove.
And he's looking at his glove the entire time like, what happened here?
Yeah,
and you heard the clip. They were saying, is that on the equipment manager? Because that's something you don't see happen.
Those laces supposed to be tight. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It had to be a rocket or somebody need to get fired. That's too much to get fired. It's just a game.
One game in a 162 game season.
Yeah, it's just one. It's just one. We'll reprimand you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna fire you.
So they play again 5 a.m. in the morning, and so they play a 2-game series, and then that begins the Major League Baseball season. And then next Thursday, a week from tomorrow, is when we'll see a number of games on the schedule.
This is my next question, since they rolling it like that. How much time do you give those two teams once they get back stateside before you make them play?
They have a week.
They have a week?
Yeah. Plenty of time.
That's cool. That's cool. Give them a couple of days off, let them go home, and then bring them on back, because that's a lot.
That's why they do it and space it out the way that they do, with those teams playing the week before the season gets started for everybody to be full go.
I wouldn't go to South Korea, though. Like, it's certain countries that I go there and, like, let's make it a spectacle and let's try to do it big. South Korea is not one of them. I do it in somewhere in London, or I go.
They do that more of a mid-season type deal.
I go. You know what? You know where you play somebody like South Korea? You play them in Dubai. You get you a game in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? Because
don't think that's not on the radar.
I know it's on the radar. You know what I'm saying? I know it's on the radar for more than one professional sport. But I think South Korea is just that's not a sell to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not.
They did have a situation there where Shohei Ohtani got some threats, and there was a bomb threat where they were staying. So, to your point, there are places in the world that you may want to avoid and that could be potentially more dangerous than others.
Next year, let's do an opening game. Go to Haiti and do it.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like,
these leagues, they do have top-notch security also. They have when they schedule these games and they go to certain parts of the world, they're going to make sure the security is in place to make sure that everybody they want to have everybody protected. They don't just go there on a whim and they're playing in places that they haven't scouted for a number of years, and to make sure that the protection is going to be there, security is going to be on par. They make sure that things are going to be together before they go to these places.
Yeah. I guess there's more money in South Korea than I realized. I just feel like you'd have a better sell. You have more eyes if everybody like, oh, Major League, they starting off the season in Dubai. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what type of stuff they put together over there, because you know the what is it? The pageantry around that game would be a lot better. You know what I'm saying? If you having it in a spot like that, you know, do it in Rio, do it in Monaco.
Hey, that's where the NFL is headed.
Yeah, go to Monaco. Like, you got to go to the places overseas that's popping. You know what I'm saying? Don't go somewhere where we're like, okay, what they got going on in South Korea? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's for that. I'm gonna keep saying, you know what I'm saying, for that guy on this that person.
Southern Structural Solutions text line.
Yeah,
somebody is messing with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep laying. This is one of the things I say. You know what I'm saying? So it is. So get used to it.
As far as the NBA and the global product there is, you think it's watered down?
I do, and I'll tell you why. I put some thought into this. I remember watching basketball where it was tough for European players who were great overseas to come and assimilate in the NBA, to be that same player in the NBA. Well, what was the reason for that? Europe teaches a finesse game. The game that you see in basketball today, that's the European version of basketball. It really is. Now, what do we do in America? On the high school, what's the first thing you taught in America? How to play defense. When you go to junior high ball, your first month of practice, defense. High school, defense. College, defense. We teaching defense. You see what I'm saying? Defense is physical. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? You ain't just walking through the lane. You ain't just walking through our defense like that. No, we're going to touch you. So what happens? Because you had the greatest players in Europe coming to the NBA and fizzling out. So what happens? Okay, take your hands off of them. Give them freedom of movement so they can move around.
They still teach defense, though.
No, you teach defense, but you teaching defense like this now. You tying a hand behind the defender's back. I want you to, the next basketball game you watch, somebody drive to the rack, you'll see the offensive player lean in, create all the contact. Who's the whistle going to go on?
Okay, what level are you talking on? You talking
Any
college?
level.
You talking NBA?
That's any level. That's any level of ball at this point because referees.
Earlier you gave a lot of credit to some of these college coaches that specialize in defense, and now you're saying that nobody is playing defense.
Listen,
or they're
nobody
not,
in the NBA.
or they're not playing. Okay,
in the NBA.
Okay, if they aren't,
all right.
Okay,
they're not really playing defense. I mean, you can't. You've handicapped defenders in basketball. You've handicapped defenders in football. You see what I'm saying? They are taking away the physicality in a lot of sports to allow certain things. In football, you take away the physicality. Why? We spending all our money on quarterbacks. We don't want them getting hurt at the beginning of the season no more.
No, you can't have that at all.
Exactly. So you can't hit him. You can't hit him below the knees. You can't hit him between. No. You can't hit him between the knees and the neck or something like that.
That's the zone that you can hit them.
But see, I see people get hit right there all the time, and it's a flag for unnecessary roughness. So it's you handicapping defenders across sports. But to get back to basketball,
that's because everybody loves scoring. Everybody wants scoring to be up. Everybody wants scoring to be. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody. There's a high percentage of people. If they see a football game that ended in 15-12, that was the worst game ever.
But you know who those people are?
The offense was so bad, they only kicked field goals in that game. Why not be able to give the defense some credit when credit is deserved, especially with the way the game is and trying to hamper the defense?
Right.
If you see a game where the defense is spectacular,
I love it.
Why can't you give them the credit instead of taking it away from them and saying the offense was terrible?
Everyone's geared because they only care about offense. They only care about one part of the game. That's in sports, period.
That's what we're both saying.
You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, though. Normally, the people who care about that sport, they care about everything in that sport. So you take somebody who is a football guy. You know what I'm saying? You love football. You're a Steelers fan. You love defense. You love to see defense. You love to see people get smacked.
Absolutely.
You love to see that. You like running the ball and all that. That's football. You change that to bring in the people who don't watch football, the people who aren't real football fans, the people who don't watch that sport anytime it's on. You try to get their eyes, so let me put up a lot of points. Let's let it be a lot of points so we can get their attention, so we can get their money too. But what are you doing? Yeah, you getting more money, but you watering down the product that a lot of people fell in love with.
Okay, you may be doing that, but we also have to realize that sports, they're going to keep changing.
Yeah.
They're going to constantly keep changing.
So money.
So what's good now, and there could be somebody that loves what's going on now, even though it's changed from what they believed in, what it was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 years from now, it's going to be totally different from what it is, and they're going to have to continue to change with that. Or the other choice is don't watch.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like the product, don't watch it. Don't complain about it. Don't watch it if you don't like the product.
I'll tell you another one. They're trying to do it right now. They're trying to make basketball where it's all offense. They're trying to take the charge out of the game. So you know how you talk to – you step in, you set the charge. They're trying to take that out of the game.
It is the hardest call to make, though. So that part of that is because it's so hard to determine if it's a charge or a block.
In my opinion, it puts it on the offensive player to make a decision. You got to make a business decision. You going to try to get the highlight and dunk on me, or you going to make the smart basketball decision and pass to somebody else that's open? Because you're not finna take off in this lane now. You see what I'm saying? They taking that away. Why? Because you want that highlight play. You want them to be able to come through the lane unabated and catch somebody slipping and dunk the ball. I'm telling you, they're trying to take defense out of the game. Like, how can you play defense when anytime you're touched, whether it's your fault or not, it's a foul on you as the defender?
Ro, we agree on the fact that offense is the mindset. Everybody loves scoring.
Right.
Everybody wants to see points. And to your point about it being makes the sports, makes the game more popular, that there's a case of that for sure. And so they're going to continue to change and try to pull more people in. They're not going to keep it the same and run people away.
You're going to run into this problem, and you're starting to see it now. You're going to have a problem. Like, I'll give you me, for example. 15 years ago, I could turn on TNT on a Tuesday or Thursday. It didn't matter who was playing. I was watching the game. It was a good game 15, 20 years ago. Now, I only care about the Lakers. Why is that? It's painful to watch basketball as it is today. It's painful to watch basketball today. Like that whole defensive part I grew up on, the physicality, it's out of the game. So all you watching people do is come down, set a screen, and shoot a three. That is boring to watch.
It's because of attention span also, because not only is it people only pay attention to certain teams, but now not everybody, a lot of people have turned into front runners where they only want to see the teams with the good records in their matchup.
Right.
You can have a good matchup of teams that are fighting for playoff positioning, but there are certain people out there that don't want to see those matchups because they only want to see the teams that are at the top when they play each other. They don't want to see the teams that are fighting for that position, and it's a good matchup. They don't care about the good matchup. They only care about the good matchups of teams with the best records.
Greed and casual fans, man. Greed and casual fans. You got greed by the people who making the money because they want the casual fan to come in because the casual fan only cares about that offense and that highlight play or whatever. You don't care about the game.
Let's go to the phones and talk to 49er John. What's up, 49er John?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good.
To settle y'all discussion, I mean, everything has changed. Look at wrestling. There's no more Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold in wrestling anymore. You got Roman Reigns and people like that. I don't watch wrestling anymore. It's not the same as what we was accustomed to.
They still have personalities, don't they?
Yeah, they still have the personality, but the people you grew up watching, your favorite people, now that they have new people, you're like, oh, it's not the same anymore. But it's still the same thing, but it's not out to people that we grown to know.
Wrestling was forced to be PC, John. That's why wrestlers can't have those personalities like they used to in the late 80s. Well, maybe the late 80s, but definitely not the 90s, the Attitude Era. The way the country is today, society today, if The Rock or Stone Cold came out and they were talking and doing what they were doing back then they would get canceled so quickly. So I think that's what's hurting wrestling.
I hear you on that. And then, do you all know the basketball series, a game that really kind of changed the NBA for is all offense now that they look to that changed the game?
Which one was that?
It was the Spurs and Detroit series. If you Google it, if you want to.
Oh, that was a nasty finals.
It went 7, but I think neither team scored over 150 points in one game.
Yeah.
Total. So that Spurs and Detroit series is the reason why we have this basketball what we see now.
Yeah.
So
it's not limited to basketball though, because there's certain people that will say they don't want to watch baseball, they don't want to watch hockey, soccer. Guess what? Well, beside the point of you, there are people that don't. They won't pay attention to those sports at all because of scoring.
Yeah.
And for people that know
baseball needs steroids.
And for people that know those games, there's a lot more to it than scoring. It's about trying to set it up to be in position to score.
Well, what I'm about to say, Rick Schaefer finna tear up his office right now. Baseball needs steroids. I'm just as somebody who played baseball coming up. Baseball needs steroids.
Yeah, yeah. And let me say this about baseball. I mean, they can put baseball in Africa. It's still baseball. It's still baseball.
Baseball is a global sport. It is just like soccer.
Listen,
and basketball.
No knock to the Arkansas Razorback team. I support the college baseball. I'm talking about Major League Baseball. It's finished. I mean, it's washed up. Who woke up this morning at 5 o'clock watching baseball? Nobody. And then
you knew it was on, though. You paid attention to that part. You knew it was on.
Well, that's because I heard you say it.
No, that's not.
I heard you say it.
You knew it. You knew it.
How you gonna tell me what I knew?
Get to get to your point, because it's time to go.
Okay, and then you got. I don't feel like the Major League Baseball players. I don't feel like the safety going in those countries. You know, no one likes Americans in other countries. I don't like it when Americans go over to different countries and stuff. I don't feel like we get the respect, and I feel like, look at, it's a lot of examples. It's a whole lot of examples of Americans not being liked. So I don't support America going any other country. I know this is the worst country in the world, but I love it. Y'all have a good day.
All right. Appreciate the call, 49er John. Bill, welcome to Out of Bounds. What's up?
Hey. I was going to comment on the scores in the NBA. I used to watch the NBA constantly back during the 80s and 90s, into the 2000s. I sat and tried to watch a game here a few weeks ago, and I just couldn't watch it. It was just the game has changed to a point that it's hard for me to find enjoyment in it. And so I went back and I looked at the time this was happening. The teams had completed, most of them, 52 games in this season. Out of the 52 games, there were 4 games in which both opponents, throughout the entire league, which both opponents didn't score in triple digits. I went back and checked in 1998. In the entire season of 1998, there were only 11 games in which both opponents scored in triple digits. The average score in 98 per game was, I can't give you the exact number, but it was around 96 points per game for each team. Now it's around 114 a game, but there is no defense. Nobody wants to get posterized and laughed at on ESPN. There's no if they try to play defense, like they said earlier, it's just foul after foul after foul when they're just doing what the rules say they can do.
Hey, we appreciate it, Bill. Now, okay, so with scoring being up the way that it is,
right?
You can't have it both ways where a lot of people want to see scoring. They complain about scores being down, but then if the score gets too high, now all of a sudden they want to complain because there is no defense. You can't have that both ways. You got to find what do you really want? Do you want to see high-scoring games, or would you like to see some defense in it?
No, honestly,
I'm not saying you. I'm saying for most people will turn away from a sport, certain games, because the scoring isn't good enough.
Right.
There's not enough scoring in those sports, in those games. It's a turnoff for a lot of people.
Yeah, and football, I'm going to be honest with you, it's heading there. It's heading there. You finna start seeing on the norm 50 to 40 games, 40 to 40-something. You finna start seeing that. And the product that you fell in love with, that you grew up with, learning how to play and understanding, it's not going to be there
So why hasn't it already been that then? The defense is already at a disadvantage, and every now and then we see some really high-scoring games, but for the most part, if we go down a list to see scoring for every team, all 32 teams, it's not as high as what you think as an average for the season.
I'll tell you why. It's a number of things that's happening in football right under your nose right now. The fullback position has already pretty much been put extinct.
That's been eliminated. Yep.
Okay, running backs next. All right, pretty soon, next 5-10 years, you're going to start seeing teams, they will not put a running back in the backfield. You're going to have slot receivers, tight ends. That's what the game is going towards now. All right, They want to get rid of concussions and CTE and all that. So everything where you got a high concussion rate at those positions or for that play, they finna change it. You see what they're doing with the kick rules. You see what I'm saying? And I agree with it on kickoff.
And they haven't agreed on this just yet, but something that they're looking at, taking a long look at, is on the kickoff, the play begins when the ball is kicked from the 35-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
You have the two teams lining up within a 5-yard span that are closer to one another than they are to the kicker.
Right.
The team that's kicking off, they're not close to the kicker anymore. They're lined up, yards away from the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a landing zone for it. It's a takeoff, the XFL and what they had going on. So the landing zone is between the goal line and 20-yard line. And if the ball in the air is kicked to the end zone, the receiving team gets the ball at the 35-yard line. Of course, if the ball is gone, if it goes out of bounds, now you get the ball at the 40-yard line, like something that was already in the game. That's a rule that was already in place. But then if you get the ball, if they kick it and it lands in that zone between the 20 and the goal line, and it happens to go to the end zone, rolls into the end zone, then the team gets the ball at the 20-yard line. So they are taking a long look at that with the owners' meetings coming up, and that is something that they may look to change here really soon. It could be in place by the start of the 24 season. That's what they're going to look at next week, and they could possibly change it. Let's go back to the phones and talk to Chuck. What's up, Chuck?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
I wanted to talk about the state of current NBA and the way it makes us perceive certain players. I'm 50, so I grew up watching the rough Pistons and Bulls series and all the back when we kind of reminisce about when NBA was rough as a cob. And those of us that grew up watching that basketball are the ones that have a hard time with the Jordan versus LeBron argument. But when I look at LeBron and how he's built, and people call him a flopper, but I think it's because that's the way they call the games, the way they officiate the games. It's forced him to be that kind of a player because he's so big and strong. If someone doesn't completely hack him off his feet, he doesn't get the foul.
Yeah,
so
LeBron has to deal with what Shaq had to.
But I'm just saying, if they were still playing basketball like they did in 1987, the way LeBron James is built and as athletic as he is, he would have absolutely thrived in that era also. But
100%.
because a lot of the people perceive him as soft because he's a flopper, I don't see it that way. I almost see him. I mean, don't get me wrong, he can still just go off at any time. But I think the fact that he has to flop to draw fouls, it messes with his legacy. It messes with the way people perceive him.
Hold on, let me interject real quick. LeBron has to deal with fouls the same way that Shaq has to deal with fouls, and it's because of how big he is. And you can see it all the way down to kid levels. Referees are just wired like that. When you got somebody that's 6'8", 6'9", 260 pounds, like a freak of nature running through the lane, and somebody hits him, you're going to be like, oh, well, he can take that. The same way people used to hack Shaq. Shaq got fouled more than any player in NBA history, and they didn't even call half of them. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree.
So with LeBron, where he knows he's getting hit, but the ref's not calling it, he has to embellish to bring attention to the fact that, they are hitting me in the motion of my shot. I don't care how big I am. This is against the rules. You have to call this.
That is exactly my point. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And
if
Chuck,
y'all remember that game,
Chuck, to your point
y'all
also.
remember that game?
Also to your point, Chuck, you mentioned how LeBron would have thrived in a certain era.
Yes.
Great players transcend eras.
Yes,
That's
they
what
do.
makes them great.
Yes, they do. I agree with you.
It's hard to make those comparisons, but that's what makes them great.
Y'all remember that game when it was the Lakers against the Celtics a couple months back, and LeBron was going hard to the rack, and he didn't have the ability to embellish the foul because he was trying to make a game-winning dunk, and he got fouled nearly off his feet, and and they didn't call the foul.
Yeah.
That was last season.
The game that Pat Bev went and showed him on camera.
Showed him the camera. Pat Bev, he a legend, dog.
Yeah, I mean, they nearly took him off his feet, and they didn't call it. It was, I don't know. I feel bad because I'm from the era where I'm supposed to be saying that I think Jordan is the greatest ever, and I do think Jordan is the greatest ever. But I have a hard time thinking if both those men were in their prime playing at the same time, anybody stopping LeBron James where he doesn't have to worry of, where he's just going to play as rough as he wants to, he'd be playing some bully basketball, and I think he'd kill at it.
Hey, we appreciate the call, Chuck. Southern Structural Solutions text line. How many young people remember the days of Jordan and Kobe as being all-world defenders?
Mm-hmm.
They know them as scorers, period. Jordan and Kobe, they were really good defenders.
First team all defense.
But to that point, he's right. And that goes to the point of scoring. And, a lot of people really enjoy scoring no matter what the sport is. That's what they want to see.
Yeah. I'm just a fan of the defense. Like, just across sports, I love defensive, struggles. Like, I love it, man.
We're one and the same on that, but we are definitely in the minority.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we
the vast majority and the percentage, they want to see a lot of scoring. Mm-hmm. They don't care about defense.
Yeah, like the two best football games I've ever seen, of course, 06 USC Texas, but I think it was 09 Bama LSU, that 6-3 game. Oh, that was some wonderful. I love that game because of the chess match on the defensive side of the ball, man. That was some wonderful football being played that day. But I just thought about something on that LeBron and Celtics. Another reason for that is that guy, that referee that was right there to make that call. I think the NBA kicked him out from refereeing because that's the guy that's been a Celtics fan, and they went back and looked at all the Celtics game that he refed. Oh, yeah, it was obvious. It was obvious.
As far as comparisons, we talk about it that they're always looking for the next great, no matter what the sport is. Anthony Edwards, he's somebody that you see his highlights night in, night out, and they've been making those Jordan comparisons to him for years.
He is. The only thing that'll hold Anthony Edwards back from being the face of the league is Anthony Edwards is extremely authentic. Like, he is extremely authentic. He's not putting up any kind of walls or type of blockers to not say or do certain things. He's going to be Anthony from Atlanta.
I just wish it stopped. Like, stop comparing me to Michael Jordan. He's Michael Jordan. I'm my own basketball player, so whatever I do. But, yeah, I'm nowhere near Michael Jordan.
But if that era was today, do you feel like MJ could guard you?
Hell no.
I hit my head, I think, on the rim. It's hurting real bad. I was just like, man, I'm finna go get this. I ain't never jumped that high in my life.
So you can see a lot of his highlights that are out there, especially in the last few nights. But you heard it from Anthony Edwards himself. He was asked if he thought that Jordan could guard him if they played at the same time.
Hell no.
No.
Yeah.
But you have to love the confidence, though.
That's why I like Ant. Ant might be my favorite player in the league right now.
He's a lot of people's favorite player.
But I'm going to tell you who's going to be the face of the league, and it's going to be the first time it's not an American. It's going to be Victor. Victor is about to be the face of the league.
Oh, there's no question.
Like, it's soon. As soon as they get him a guard, if they make a trade for like a Trae Young or something, they're going to get a championship within the next 4 years.
He's doing what he's doing right now, playing under 30 minutes a game.
It's ridiculous. Like, he's a walking quadruple-double.
And they're bringing him along slow.
Yes.
More of Out of Bounds coming up after this break. Stay tuned.
The 2024 Bud White $10,000 Bracket Challenge is your chance to win a 50-inch TV. If you choose a perfect bracket, you can be the lucky winner of $10,000. It's the 2024 Bud White Bracket Challenge. Register today at 1037thebuzz.com.
This is SportsCenter
Last night in the first game of the first four in Dayton, Wagner won their first tournament game in program history, beating Howard 71-68. The Seahawks will now move on to face the West top seed Tar Heels on Thursday. In the second game, Colorado State dominated Virginia, winning 67-42 behind Neat Clifford's 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. The Cavaliers had a disgusting showing on offense, shooting 25% from the floor and 18% from three. The 10-seeded Rams will move on to face the 7th-seeded Longhorns of Texas on Thursday. Tonight in Dayton, 16 seeds Grambling and Montana State will go at it at 5:40. The winner will face Purdue on Friday, and in the second game, 10 seeds Colorado and Boise State will face off at 8:10. The winner will face Florida on Friday. Both games can be seen on True TV. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Man, another brick. I guess people should really stick to what they know. Like how Chris Crane Hyundai knows customer care and cars. New, pre-owned, service, and a body shop. But don't just take my word for it. Let Layden tell you.
Hey Arkansas, it's Layden Blocker. For slam dunk deals, go see the team at Chris Crane Hyundai in Conway.
So Layden's got the hoops handled and Chris Crane has your car covered. Come see us today on Museum Road in Conway and chriscranehyundai.com.
If you are looking for a safe and loving home for you or your loved one, visit Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center. Just 15 minutes from Little Rock and Benton, our skilled nursing staff is dedicated to providing quality long-term care and short-term therapy. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. You can call Heartland home.
For Pulaski County residents and businesses, do recycling right by recycling old electronic equipment. How? Come to North Little Rock Simmons Bank Arena parking lot on Tuesday, April 2nd or Wednesday, April 3rd for an electronic recycling event. Learn more at recyclingunplugged.com. If it's electronic and no longer usable, drop it off and we'll recycle it for free. For information, go to recyclingunplugged.com.
Let me tell you about my friends Carl and Karen. This place is sus. Let's go to Tunica. And so they did. And immediately, they became winners. Hey, baby, what you doing? Winning. Hey, baby, what you doing? Winning. And not just gaming either. They did winning, dancing, or at the sports book. Winning. Or enjoying a world-renowned meal. Winning. No matter what you're doing in Tunica, you're always a winner.
Learn more at tunicatravel.com.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See shelter agents Richard Yeager or Jason Daly in Little Rock or Agent Lawrence Forrester in Cabot today.
If there's anything green in your yard right now, it's probably a weed and you need to do something about it. Weed control and fertilization service from Sanders Ground Essentials is easier and less expensive than doing nothing or even trying to do it yourself. 315-9395 or go online at sandersground.com. Let's get growing.
Old Man Winter here. One more snowstorm.
Not a chance, Mr. Winter. It's spring.
It's also time for the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, where you can get great deals on all our award-winning Hyundai models, all backed by America's best warranty. Hurry in. These deals won't last at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now get 0% APR on the Tucson, or pay only $369 a month with zero down payment. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end soon. Call 469-613-0227 for details.
Are you ready for a better forklift experience? River Valley Tractor and Castle Forklift have teamed up to manage your material handling needs. From diesel, lithium, propane, and so much more, Castle's product line is versatile, ready for the next generation of consumers to make every job easier. Step into the future of forklift innovation. Choose Castle. Visit River Valley Tractor, your authorized Castle forklift dealers in Central Arkansas.
Start spring in style, comfort, and power behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Chevy Silverado. Gwatney Chevrolet has interest rates as low as 2.9% for 72 months on Silverado pickup trucks. Spend less money and get more out of your drive at Gwatney Chevrolet. Head to 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to take advantage of fantastic interest rates on new Chevy Silverados. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. 2.9% APR for 72 months. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by April 30th, 2024.
By texting 64,000, you
you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
My new exercise bike. Yeah, more like my $1,500 coat rack.
At Babbel, we get it. Learning something new is hard, especially a new language.
My Spanish starts and ends at Adios.
Make it easy on yourself with Babbel. In just 10 minutes a day, you can start having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Hola, Espanol.
It starts here. To try Babbel free, text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Small business owners, we know finishing your to-do list can feel like rowing upstream. But it's a river, a whitewater river, and the only paddles you have are pool noodles. Then when a new to-do pops up, you're like, nope, I'm already rowing upstream with these pool noodle paddles. At Progressive, we don't want to make your day any harder. That's why we make it easy to get personalized discounts with a commercial auto insurance quote online, so your to-do list is smooth sailing. See if you can save on commercial auto insurance in as little as 6 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverages and discounts not available in all states and subject to policy terms and underwriting.
At Target, our prices for Easter are so low, you can put all your eggs in one basket. Surprise them with Target exclusive Favorite Day treats, like our unique chocolate bunny and a cute basket, all from just $4. Add in some fun with a 6-pack of bubbles, 50-piece sidewalk chalk, and super soft stuffed animals, all from $5. And get great family picks with new Easter looks. It's easy with women's and girls' dresses for only $20 and under. Low prices on everything for Easter? Now that's Target.
Progressive presents advice on new teen drivers.
You know, the hardest part about teaching your teen to drive is the chafing from the seatbelt. But the best part is the grip strength you build in your knuckles. Okay, now let's pull out of the driveway.
Here's another tip. Offset a chunk of the cost of adding a teen to your insurance with Progressive's Teen Driver Discount and get a break from the brake. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Hey, this is Mitch at Red River Ford in Cabot, and we need your help because we've got the trucks.
And even more trucks. And even more trucks.
Let your friends know that Red River Ford in Cabot has 1.9% interest for 72 months and up to over $8,000 off Ford F-150s. And we've got the trucks.
So come check us out at Exit 19 in Cabot, or you can visit us online at redriverfordcabot.com.
Paid for by jackpot.com. You must be 18 or older to order a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello?
This is your fortune. Listen, the Mega Millions jackpot is over $800 million. Download the free jackpot.com lottery app and buy your official state lottery tickets right from your phone.
I can do that.
With the jackpot.com lottery app, you can.
Your fortune is calling. Download the free jackpot.com lottery app and buy lottery tickets on your phone. Plus, get a free lottery ticket with your first play. Go to the App Store and search for the jackpot.com lottery app.
Get only the best customer service and the best selection of meats at Hogg's Meat Market, where they have sliced boar head deli meats and cheeses. Hogg's Meat Market, the steak people.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds, live from the Hogg's Meat Market studio. Joe Franklin, Ro Baker, Wess Moore, enjoying another day off. Wes will be back tomorrow. Out of Bounds is going to be at Cigar Republic.
Oh, okay.
So we're taking the show on the road. We have a live broadcast at Cigar Republic, celebrating the 5-year anniversary there.
So y'all going to light some sticks on the air? Have cigar while y'all on the air?
We may do that, but we always encourage people to stop by and say hi when we're out and about, live broadcast. So come by and see us at Cigar Republic tomorrow.
I gave up tobacco. I want to say it's 3 years now.
They have other things. They have because we're going to be watching the NCAA tournament.
Will they let me bring my vape in?
They have plenty. That's a question that I don't know the answer to.
Okay,
but
it ain't a cigar, you know.
But they have TVs. We're going to be watching the NCAA tournament. They have drinks, so they have plenty of entertainment in the house. And at Cigar Republic, you can get some enjoyment from a jazz band at times. They have plenty of entertainment. They have a patio with TVs outside also.
Man, I guess getting older has changed a lot because I gave up beer about a year ago because I didn't like how it made me feel all bloated. And now I don't want to even drink alcohol. It's like, I guess it ain't agreeing with my system.
You can find your niche, though. It's not about the alcohol or whatever you want to stay away from.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great place to meet. You can have meetings there.
Yeah.
So depending on what you have going on, you can find some. But stop by Cigar Republic tomorrow and say hi. Out of Bounds is going to be there from 1 to 4.
I might put on some white linens and, you know what I'm saying, the Sperry's and come by. That just seemed like something you're supposed to wear to a cigar bar.
Netflix is returning with the series Receiver. It was quarterback before. Now it's going to be receiver. That's going to happen in the summer this year. It's going to feature Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You need a wild card on there. You need one receiver that's just wild. I'd take off Amon-Ra and put on like Tyreek or somebody.
Amon-Ra is a talent, though, but he's a talent. Well, okay, you said you need to have somebody that was what was the word?
Wild card. Like,
okay, well, Amon-Ra, if you want to, interchange words, you said weird, wild. There you go. What's the difference?
Wild is exciting. Weird is I don't want to watch this.
Is he not exciting on the field?
Amon-Ra? Yes, play is. But,
okay.
With these shows, right, what draws you in is, like, getting to know them off the field, seeing how they are and different things like that.
Oh, there's more to him off the field also. I don't know if you know his background, but you need to
I know
to look into it.
His dad was a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
His mom was an athlete.
So there's a lot to it.
Yeah,
off the field.
His dad's more entertaining in my opinion. I was listening to a podcast he was on not too long ago. It was hilarious.
His dad is like the LeVar Ball of football.
Yes, he was talking about I guess having children with a white woman. But he started talking about, but you can't cut the cocaine that much and blah blah blah. I was like, oh, he is silly. Okay.
And then something they have in common: 3 boys.
Yep.
The oldest and the youngest both made it to the league. The middle, I think the middle St. Brown's son.
Is that Equinemius, the middle one, or is that the baby?
No. Equinemius is the older. Amon-Ra
is the baby.
Yeah. So those two are in the league.
Okay.
And then the middle brother, he had a shot, just like Jello. Just like Jello had a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have some similarities there.
I think Jello would be in the league if he didn't go to China and steal that stuff.
He would be.
Yeah.
He would be. He ruined his opportunity with that. Tim Hasselbeck says that he believes Drake may be the best quarterback into this draft.
Smart man.
And not Caleb Williams.
Smart man.
Obviously, a lot of people feel like, Mel included, that Caleb Williams will go 1. Do I think he's the best prospect in this draft class? No, I do not. I think that Drake May is. And I think that, this can happen a lot where you can prefer somebody over somebody else and the other guy's not a terrible player. I think Caleb Williams is a great prospect. His ability to kind of stay calm in the pocket and create is uncommon. It's special. I also think that when you look at Drake May, there is so much to like about his game, and I think he's going to be a better pro than college player. And so, when I look, do I think May's the best prospect? Yes, I do. I think there are a lot of reasons why, this past year wasn't as good as the year prior, but I think in terms of size, athletic ability, competitiveness, able to process, the ability to put a lot on his plate at the next level, which is going to be very different for all of these guys in terms of the offenses that they ran in college to the offenses that they run in the pros. I think that May checks more boxes. I think he ends up being a safer pick for anybody that grabs him.
So, Ro, you agree? You agree with Tim Hasselbeck?
I totally agree with Tim Hasselbeck. I haven't been as high on Caleb Williams as everyone else since he first got in against Oklahoma when he was against Texas when he was at Oklahoma.
Okay, so don't take a shot at Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
What is it about Drake May?
I think I can't mention it without giving the reasons why I see the difference. Well, I think Drake had a less of a crew around him, like lesser talent. And I think Drake has had more of he's had more adversity as far as play on the field, offensive line play, different things of that nature. I just think Drake will be a better quarterback. I'm just not high.
Why is everybody forgetting about Jaden Daniels? Heisman Trophy winner. Why is everybody forgetting about him? It's like Caleb Williams, Drake May. Jaden Daniels may be the second quarterback taken, but he's the guy that gets skipped over and they don't mention him in the same breath with the two of them?
It's two reasons that I think why. Because he showed that he can throw the doggone ball. He's shown that. These are the two reasons. I think his build, how slim he is, and I also think the fact that he played in the Pac-12 for a number of years and no motion. He came to the SEC and he's old and he wins the Heisman. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes they may use that against him. Like, where was all this over here? Like, you got around better offensive talent and a better coach. And so, yeah, now you can perform because you got two NFL receivers and different things.
You can say that about any player on the field, though.
You can.
If the talent around is better, the coaching is better, it's going to make that player better or at least look better when you compare the situations.
I agree. It goes to a thing like this, like prime example. Ohio State has the best receiving core in college football year in and year out. What Ohio State quarterback has done something in the NFL?
Think about this then. And we're going to hear from Michael Lombardi, who says that the Vikings have put themselves in position to take a quarterback also.
They're going to take JJ.
But the thing about it is you've seen certain quarterbacks that have thrived in that system, if that's what you want to say. But you just saw the most recent Ohio State quarterback with a lot of talent around him. He didn't do much.
But see, this was the thing about it. He didn't do much, but he did a good job. It just wasn't as good as Justin Fields and them. It wasn't what they were used to. He still did a good job. If you look at his numbers, he did a good job. It's just not what they were used to.
You know, as you're going through this, next week there'll be the owners' meetings. There'll be a lot of talk about that. You know, could we move up? And what you're trying to do is get somebody to pay more than the chart, right? That's what Chicago was able to do last year with moving up when they gave Bryce Young to Carolina. That they paid way more than what the price of the chart said. And the only way you get that done, and the only way you're going to do a deal now before the day of the draft, is when you get something really good above the chart. So if Minnesota has that in mind, I think Minnesota's still in the collective data point where they're trying to go through all these quarterbacks and decide, you know, which one do we want, where do we need to go to get them, and how this is all going to work out, and where we see this thing, not where the mock drafts see it happening. And so I think Minnesota's had a really good offseason. And I think there's more to come from Minnesota of what they're going to do. I think they've reconfigured their team defensively. I think they've improved. And I think if they get this quarterback on their team, whichever one they think they like to go with Kevin O'Connell, they have a chance to close that gap that Green Bay and Detroit have kind of put in place because of their ability, because of Love's ability and the way the Lions have played the last year.
Every team in that division has gotten better except for the Vikings in the offseason, so they do need a spark, and they have positioned themselves to get better if they do move up in the draft. Les Snead, he had some comments about recently retired Aaron Donald and what he saw in him early in training camp.
Okay.
So the training camp story is this. Chris Long, Will Hayes, and Jess coming off the field one day at random August and just said, hey, all we're going to tell you is this, is the Rams should just make Aaron Donald the highest paid player in football right now. He deserves it. I know you. William Hayes didn't really know the salary cap
season.
rules. Yeah. Chris Long kind of had a clue that I know you can't do it, but you should do it. Like if you're ever just going to break the rules and do it, he's the one. Do it for him.
Is he one of those guys that you would see stuff in practice that just everyone just kind of looks at each other and gasps and says, what are we watching here?
Well, the best practice story, we could go on.
Yeah, let's go deep.
The best thing that ever happened to Sean in his first year is he was holding out, because in OTAs with no pads on, you could not block it. He just disturbed. You couldn't even. He was in the backfield every play. I mean, you couldn't block him. You had that. Once you get pads on, people can hold and grab and maybe.
Yeah.
So I would say, Sean, if he would have not held out, you would have lost your stinger, your dapper. You probably wouldn't have been able to call a play. You'd have felt like we couldn't even block anyone.
Great story there about Aaron Donald. We know he is one of the best of all time. Travis Kelce is in talks to become the new host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? They want to bring that back. They want Travis Kelce to be the host.
Man, go and retire, bro. Just go and retire. Hang it up. You got Taylor. You got 2-3 Super Bowls. Hang it up.
They want that 3 in a row. That's the only reason he's still playing. On this day, 1968, Wilt Chamberlain became the first center in NBA history to lead the league in assists. He had, and that was an average of 8.6 assists that year.
Wow.
So how times have changed. Pat Riley, 79 years old today.
Wow. The GOAT, Pat Riley, man. One of the best ever.
Ro, appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate you, man.
Out of Bounds will return tomorrow at Cigar Republic. Drive Time Sports coming up next. Stay tuned.
Take it easy.
Calling all basketball fans, our season is here. We know that this time of year, traveling fouls can happen anywhere and anytime. That's why All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is the MVP of tire service and savings. Our expert, certified technicians are the community's #1 trusted choice for any tire or service need, with the goal of making sure you're not stuck on the bench. Visit in stores in Mapleville or Little Rock, online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros, love the drive.
At the heart of historic downtown Russellville, the Old Bank offers an upscale dining experience. With the freshest ingredients and creative touches, their menu has an item for everyone. From their signature lump crab cake to a classic blue cheese poutine, BLT wedge salad to hand-cut prime steaks. They aim to cater everyone. And that's not all. Upstairs at the Old Bank, you can enjoy live entertainment Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with trivia, comedy shows, karaoke, live music, and more. Old Bank in downtown Russellville. Nancy Holtis, host of Oak Lawn Today, joins Justin and DJ in the Zone each week, presented by the Gangster Museum of America and the Hattery of Hot Springs, where you won't be gambling on a good time but betting on a sure thing. Visit TG